he's following cars. It's about 7 to... now you've got buffering. Oh.
Just kill the connection.
So these are the warm-up minutes of the Heat 1 second qualifier, Group 1 second qualifier.
No, it's 15, isn't it? Yeah, it's 15.
15?
Yeah, 15 isn't run yet, I think.
Yeah, it's on the spanner number 4. Yeah. Yeah, it's Group 15. Yeah. The number 4 is in Spanish. Yeah, sorry. You still have
No, they finished like
7 minutes. No.
Yeah, 250.
Yeah,
250 is going to start. Yeah. Oh, well, it's not gone since then, so we're about 22 behind, which isn't too bad. Solid since then.
You're not going to sit there, are you?
What should I do? Well, hello and welcome to our live coverage from Fairing in Austria for the EFRA 1/8 off-road, or we like to call it buggy Euros. I'm joined here from our first broadcast. We go straight to the top, and I'm joined by the EFRA section head for off-road. It's Carlos Gomez. Good afternoon, Carlos.
Good afternoon, Nick.
And we're currently looking at Heat 15 of the 15 heats in this, 180 drivers, 15 heats. All the big guns, the big names are in heats 1 to 5, and that's what's coming up next. So we're just having a little bit of a look at the track and the layout at the moment.
Here we go for the triple, which is quite, three fingers. Those are the three fingers, which are also one of the points most problematic. Under the bridge normally is no problem, and then the slippery area of the bricks, and then over the bridge, taking care. Not going too far, and then we go for the triple, which is and mainly on some groups will cause some problems.
Running the camera, we have Frank, and behind me and doing clever things, it's Matt. So the team's all here. Now, those of you who were watching our live stream a few weeks ago from this very venue will recognise 2/3 of the track, because it's very, very similar. That part is in fact exactly the same, apart from a slight reprofiling of that jump just there. To the 1/10 and both versions, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive off-road classes. Now I'm going to see if Frank can listen to me. Frank, can you drop back a car? Brilliant, you can hear me. I'm pick this car up for a lap. I don't know who it is. I'll try and see. It's the red car about to go over the landmark of the Fairing track, the crossover, and it's car number 11, which is Andre Caver from Estonia, I think he is. It's a very, very international field. We have 180 drivers, It's so packed that Hooper Honegal couldn't get an entry. And anyone who knows RC Racing TV will have seen Hooper in all sorts of classes, winning all sorts of races. We have 15 heats. The heats don't run 1 to 15. They shuffle them up as we go through the various rounds. So this time they're going, I think, 6 to 15, and then 1 to 5, and then it follows. So we have the top heats, and we'll have a moving camera for the top 5 for all the rounds. There are 5 rounds in total. Now, we arrived about 2.5 hours ago. We've had a bit of a settle down and everything else, but luckily Carl's been here in entire week. So Carl, how's the week been going?
Okay, things are going quite well. We have seen, okay, first of all, we had the practice on the first day, really dusty situation. There was suggestions about brushing like in the electro thing, remember, by the marshals, but the race director and the club said for the 1/8 off-road, if we keep on going like we were going on the plan, by the day the qualifying start, which is today, track will be in perfect racing conditions, and it looks like, and it is.
Well, it's a good point, because I saw a number of Phil's behind us from Neo Buggy, a number of his videos earlier, and it appeared to be an entire dust cloud. He had a picture of Elliot Boots effectively looking like a refugee from a Japanese war film with his dust sheet. But looking today, it's no more dusty than any sort of dry day, even in England, when the grass has gone off.
The thing is, after each day they brush and take all the dirt out of the track, so it's not coming again inside, and at the end we have a racing line quite defined, and actually the name of the game is go by the line and don't make mistakes. Here in this track you're gonna pay the mistakes very expensive.
So let's have a quick look at the a lap of this track, and hopefully Frank will stay with this car here, which is just going around the onto the concrete section. No, rather than saying this car, I will now identify him as number 3, which is Quentin Legal from France. And so as Quentin will in a second go over with the timing beam. So you have the long straight right driver's rostrum, the quick left, and they go. This is where they go past. The mark there was where they were turning in before for the 10th section. It's just a single there. I think the faster guys will be doubling that jump.
All of them doubled it.
Right. There we are, you see. So Christian, you've let yourself down. Now that bump has been reprofiled from the 10th event. It's been made much easier on the downwards bar. Here come the 3 fingers we've heard a lot about. Seem to be slightly upset these cars more than the 10th cars. Change of surface here from hard packed dirt to brick. Then over the famous bridge. We've seen this bridge now in 3 different classes. Large scale off-road, 10th electric, and now 1/8. Now this is the big difference though with the electric. These boys can, well, some of the fast boys can triple those, whereas none of the electric guys could. And in fact it was the main problem, in fact, in that electric event.
Yeah, but anyhow, it's not advisable to do it triple. It's 2 + 1, 2 + 1, or 1 + 2, whatever.
So we this is the winding down of Heat 15. Just so you know, it's the heat's been won by Peter
Klakowski.
Thank you very much, from the Czech Republic, with 8 laps 14. To give you an idea, the speed, we give you a rundown from the first round, and in top of the heats, he's getting 185 points, whereas Darren Bloomfield, the British Losi driver, with a 9 in 5:35, and he was Robert Bataille, the defending European champion, was 3rd with 5:38, and they were the only ones to crack 9 laps. 8-5 dead. Christopher Svensson from Sweden and Jerome Igon, France, was 5th. Now, what you'll see is over the next 5 heats, that all the names you recognise are spread across. So we have the next heat coming up. We'll have Elliot Boots, who's just won the British Championship. Darren Bloomfield, who we said is actually currently on has the fastest round. And then big names like David Tortorici, Daniel Vega, who we all know, and then a few of the quick but not quite so well known people like Edouard Hugon, who I've never heard of, but I'm sure he's very good. And then just some names to look out for in Group 3. We have 3-time European champion Renaud Savoia and Martin Bayer, who is of course a large-scale touring car champion as well as everything else. And Robert Bataille goes in Heat 5. Bit of news from the first round was that Neil Crack, the electric world champion from a few years ago, 2005, I believe was disqualified from the round for having a tank that was too large. Is that right?
That was. Even it was quite high. Even after the 15 minutes cool down period, it was still too big, so he was disqualified of that round. The result was scratched. His result has been quite well. I think it was 501 something, so it would have been a 5th position or 6th position for him, but unluckily now he has one of the throwouts.
So you've obviously been refereeing and being part of the effort team for more years than you probably care to remember. surely a fuel tank is a piece you buy out of a shop or out of a box. How can they be oversized? Do they stretch? Do they get? Does the fuel erode them away?
Okay, the plastic is a material that has is clearly affected by the heat, and so that fuel tanks can expand its capacity. In the past, we have several years where the different brands going to the limit. Actually, it's not the name of the game. Everyone makes the tank on 122, 23, so there's room enough. But even so, if the driver tries to adjust the fuel mileage to the maximum, at the end, problems may arise. Maybe it was too hot this morning. Yeah, it can be.
So anyway, we are now we've seen the cars warming up for the first of these top heats. It's heat 1, and in that we have, in car 1, it's Elliott Boots from Britain. Car 2 is Darren Bloomfield, also from Great Britain. Car 3, David Tortorici from Italy. Car 4 is Danny Vega from Spain. Car 5, Martin Wolanka from Austria. Alberto Garcia, also from Spain, in 6. Riccardo Rabiti, the Italian, is 7. Jiri Mara from the Czech Republic is 8. Peter Pinish, the well-known electric driver, is in car 9. And we have Reece Sawyer in 10, Edward Huygon in 11, and Andreas Schwager in 12.
Okay, we have from many different countries: Britons, Italians, Spaniards, Austrians, Czech, and even one Frenchie. So 6 nations.
So yeah, but what will happen is they get 3 or 4 minutes to warm the cars up, and then actually when the way qualifying starts here is basically the line just starts and off you go.
There's a 3 minutes warm up. The track is open, and the cars have the right to be driven on the track during 3 minutes. Obviously, when it's 1 minute or 30 seconds, all of them enter for refueling, and then they go looking for the line, and the clock will start always automatically after 3 minutes of the opening of the track.
So let's see if we can pick up one of the top runners. I think the person who's probably top runner is 1 minute to go. Let's see if we can find car 2. So Frank is they're all coming in for some fuel now. So Frank picks up the pit lane.
That's Ronnie Falk, I think. The one
spinning there. So in the pit lane, they all wait to come out. And probably, will they go out in fastest time order? So will they go out in
No, it's on their own order.
On their own order.
Yeah.
So that's very different, because obviously we're used to seeing cars released at specific times in the other classes, so they are allowed to try and find some room on the track for themselves.
As far as I am able to see, Elliott has exit in the back of Vega and in front of Joseph Codrain with some traffic, but Elliott is good enough. Normally he will be able to clear that traffic pretty soon.
Stay on that second car, Frank. Just drop back. No, you need to go a bit further forward. 1 car forward, Frank. So that car there, that's the red one. Yeah, that's Elliott Boots. Elliott this year, he's not having a very good start. I don't think his outlap actually counts, which is just as well, really, because he's made 2 glaring errors in the last 3 corners. Double singles, they go around the timing limit. I think this will probably start his time now. So yeah, so he's managed to get away with crashing twice. That is Elliott Boots, finalist last year in Sand in Germany. This is the section you won't have seen before, the double jump. And nice bit of power out there, power slide. Now coming through the tight right-hander for the slightly reprofiled big jump over the tabletop. The hairpin, and then trying to run over the 3 fingers. Then of course the surface change, which I think was a bit more dramatic in the electric cars, because they did suddenly pick up a huge amount of grip over the translucent bridge. They come back now, and we try and triple it? Nope, it's double single as well. So we did see some triples earlier, and that's Elliott. Elliott is now the British champion since he's changed to Kyosho earlier.
A pretty nice lap for Elliott, 36.1.
It's actually the fastest lap we've seen all round, I think. So it's interesting that he's managed to instantly pull it out. So obviously there's those 2 accidents where he just went out the first time, Carlos, or just get out of his system. Oh, he's done it again. He's a little bit of a prangette. So he moves on. That was me, actually. No, I made a mistake. That was me watching the wrong stream there. He didn't do a crash at all. So Elliott Boots fans, don't worry, I was watching the wrong. We've got a number of screens here. So as we run through the first couple of laps, at the moment it seems that the forecast leader will be, Carlos, you're reading this screen better than me.
Elliott Boots and British fellow driver Darren Bloomfield and Daniel Vega and Reece Sawyer, 3 Britons on top. Bolanka is coming also as well, and Tortorici.
Yeah, it's only the first 3 or 4 laps. It'll move around a bit whilst it settles down. But I think it's interesting that suddenly, and Carlos, you've done this for many, many years, and it's an event that Britain have never won. It does seem this year that may be the year it's going to change.
No, the thing is, the track is maybe too easy for the drivers. So the difference is not making any single mistake. A mistake will mean something like 20 positions on the overall, and 2 mistakes is nearly you are dead. Because on the fastest guys, you will see there is not too much difference. Oh. Aston Eisen lap time by Elliott Boots, 35.769.
To give you an idea, Bloomfield's last lap was a 39.9, which is a good example there. He's only had a little minor error, and that's cost him 4 seconds against Elliott. He's actually flying, as you can see him still on our screens now. Let's see if we can find the second place guy, which is car 4. I'll see if I can see car. Yes, car 4 is actually the car in front of the car you're covering. So move forward a car effectively, Frank, there, and there we pick up car 4. That's Danny Vega, the Spaniard, and he's
on the prediction, we have already 3 cars able to do their laps, 9 laps, because they are doing 4 laps below 2.5 minutes. Elliott is way ahead of the rest with 5 seconds, and then Vega and Bloomfield on the same second, with Toto Ricci being pretty close and Reece Sawyer above 2:30.
It's quite interesting. On the prediction at the moment, Elliott's going to finish about 11 seconds ahead. I don't think it'll be quite that much because Darren's got an error in there. So it'll get closer, but certainly this is looking particularly good for Elliott because he's going faster than they went last time. The fastest time, we'll remind you, was a 9:35, and he's currently on for a 9:25. Perhaps the track's coming. Is still getting better, Carlos? You think?
Yeah, it's getting better. That was the prediction for the racing day. Today the track gonna be better. Probably tomorrow morning we're gonna start to suffer the track going down a little, and we'll have finals in the evening, in the afternoon. And with the repairs on Saturday will be perfect again for the finals.
Now, as you said a couple of minutes ago, as well, we watch still Elliott making another error-free lap, so he's going to go, I think, stay on that 5:25, might even go a bit quicker. In fact, it says he's absolutely clicking the time. That was 36.3, so he's on a 5:25. Darren's just improved in second, but dropped off the 9 now to an 8.5 flat, and Danny Vega's a third with an 8.501.
Same seconds for them.
Reece Sawyer putting in a good performance.
But we have to see Toto Ricci coming again to tie with them. You see 3 guys on the same second, 3:45.
And a little, so we can now see if we can. So we'll try and pick out, see if we find Darren, who's in car number 2. Frank, if you wait at the start finish, the timing loop. Can you wait the timing loop, Frank? There we are, next car. That car just put underneath you. So no, that next one, the one in front of that, Frank. Come on, catch up. There where is he? God, he's gone fast, Bloomfield. There he is. That's Bloomfield.
Okay, that's it.
He was too fast for our cameraman. My God, that was it is a very, very quick section of track round the top loop, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
There's not, I have tried driving these. I can drive cars in the flat. I'm very good in 2 dimensions. Well, I'm good in 2 dimensions. This 3rd dimension completely ruins me every single time. But there is an awful lot of, flat out. But is this an engine circuit?
No. There's no big difference on the track. The track makes no difference. You see now the traffic. That may be different. Darren Bloomfield is focusing some traffic, and that's a big problem. So they're running under the 9 minutes mark, Elliott Boots and Darren Bloomfield, because Vega has been 5 flat.
Which would have given him, last time around, 5 flat would have given him between 4th and 5th in the class. So that's still a good time. He's going to get some decent points.
So Toto Ricci 5:01, and the only ones able to do 9 laps will be the Britons.
Oh, I see. Say that again, Carl.
Yeah. I am proud to be born in England.
And of course you are. Yes, you're from Hull, aren't you? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
A good man from up in the in Hull. And Elliott Boots smashes the best time we've seen. 5:27, 9:05:27. Give you an idea, that's 8 seconds faster than Darren Bloomfield's first round. Now, Darren Bloomfield has done almost exactly the same time. He's half a second quicker. He was 5:35.9, now he's a 5:35.4. Now, what these guys are all trying to do through these 5 rounds of qualifying, though, all they can do is get the semi-final, isn't it? That's the best they can do.
Yes, but with a very low number.
Yes.
Yeah, a low number on semi-final will mean something because the starting line on this track going to be 6 car will be on the main straight, and the other 6 will be in front of the rostrum. That's a lower number will mean something.
So it's 16 drivers who go straight into the semis. Is that right? And then it's 4, and then everyone else goes in the Christmas tree. It's a 4 bump up from each event, is it?
Yeah, except from semi-finals to the final, that will be 6 bumping out of each of them.
So it's an interesting situation there. As this first heat, we have a couple of minutes of quiet. I mean, historically, 2 or 3 years ago, there were 4 guys who used to go straight into the A final. That's kind of been changed in FA rules. Was that never a case in buggy?
Never in buggy. In buggy in the past, I think it was up to 1999 exactly, when Daniel Vega TQ and won. It was the TQ has the right to go direct into the final. We got that after the Euros in 1999, which was the very first Euros, who was won by the TQ. It had never happened before,
Wow.
until 1999.
That's amazing.
At Montjuic, at Montmeló, Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, it is. We saw last week we were in Portugal, and it was IC. It's 1/8 IC, but on the track, and it's interesting the differences. I mean, there's a similar qualifying procedure, similar bump ups, but there's only 10 in the final. For example, this tactical, when you leave the pit lane for the qualifying, no, you're called out, and they were called out in various reverse orders. It was all very much more, very much more. I suppose this is very different from any other qualifying procedure, electric or even or the other gas, the IC, the foam IC classes.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, at the end, it concentrates the interest of the racing on the real racing. It's not they are trying to obtain their best time. They are not competing against each other. And by this system, you can give room to others in where it is indicated to be done without suffering too much harm when you open the door for a faster car to draw. Because you are not obliged to open the door, because you may be doing your best, but obviously it won't be a problem if you do it. So, Group 2.
We're on the way, indeed. And we have, in this one, we have in car 1, it's Jerome Igon from France. In car 2, Neil Cragg from Britain, who we talked about earlier, how he lost the first round with his tank issues. Jerome Sartel made the final last year from France. I think is he an ex-European champion, Jerome? I think
No, never been European champion. He's driving the Agama car, and probably he's the top driver of the Agama team together with Daniel Vega.
And a name would be familiar to a number of you is Timu Linu. Timu obviously is better known as a touring car driver, but he's now driving the new HB, the HPI HB car. Dave Ronefalk, the Swede, he's the 16 or 17-year-old. Now, the interesting about David, of course, he was here and getting a runners-up spot, I think, in the electric championship, which he entered. Andres Bartels of Germany is in 6. Mirko Bianchi of Italy is in 7. Stefan Bais of
Germany
again is in 8. 9 is Ricardo Montero from Portugal. Fabrizio Tacchisi of Italy is 10. Patrick Schweitzer of Austria is 11, and Alessandro Stocco of Italy is in car 12. So it'd be interesting to see really. Dave Ronefalk, I think, from this group has the best. Just checking the results from the previous round. I'm sure David actually, he had some. He was in 11th in the first round. So whereas Jerome Igon, who's managed to pick up 5th. So this is the faster ones of that one.
Okay, keep in mind, as we have seen already, Elliot Booth, who is the new British champion running on the Group 1 now. On Group 2 is the new French champion, Jerome Igon.
Oh, I didn't know. I had no idea that one already finished. So let's see if Frank can find, or we can find car 1, which is Jerome, and he's actually going on the timing beam now. That's the wrong one again. One further forward. I think he may actually have. It's a yellow car, but I think he may have gone into the pit lane. Yes. Don't worry. Check the pit lane, Frank. There we go.
So the announcement for 1 minute to the start has been given. So the babies are coming for refueling, and then the mechanics are waiting to release the cars where they can find a hole on the traffic.
Because at this point they've got at least 7, if not 9 minutes of fuel. So they really just choose, and they'll run now. And as we know, the buzzer will go, and the next time they pass the timing beam, which is the kind of the little wooden thing you see just after the triple in front of before the left-hand turn in front of the rostrum. That's the time being. That's when they start counting from. Now, let's see if we can dig up car 1. Car 1 is going to go under the timing beam now, Frank. That's car 1, and that is Jerome Igon, the new French champion. Now, it's interesting to see what Jerome can do. He didn't cross the beam last time, so when he goes across this time, after he goes on the flyers, the back jump, comes. That's a very impressive bit of cornering there. I hope we can get some close up to that later on. He'll now come over the reprofiled tabletop, hops over, and then he comes into the 3-finger section. Now, when he crosses the line this time, his 5 minutes will start. So he will then start his 5-minute run. So everything's now warmed up. He should be into some form of rhythm as he comes over the translucent bridge. Again, it hops off there. These cars handling the minor bumps much better than the 10th cars. The extra weight and momentum really helps them flatten out the circuit. And off goes Jerome on his qualifying run.
That's it. Jerome is driving the Kioso. Actually, I remember him being in the top 3 in the past Euros, so he was on the real contenders for the last title in 2011 in San Main, and he has real chances here also.
That's true. I mean, if you get a chance, if you check out the back catalogue on www.rcracing.tv, we have a good multi-camera cut of that final, which was a fantastic event with Robert Bataille and I've lost the name. The German.
Daniel Reckbard.
Yeah, sorry, the ex-world champion was there. Came back in stand, and he put a superb performance in. The three of them were nip and tuck until the end, and finally it was Robert's superior fuel strategy that paid off.
Okay, keep in mind that Jerome Egoin is driving the Kioso, the same car as Elliot Boots. But actually, in this group, it seems that David Ronefalk and it's the faster car on track with 36.2. The Swede. The young Swede David Ronefalk.
Ronefalk's got a very good predicted time. I think we're just waiting to cross the second lap, which we'll be doing in a second.
Yeah. Ronefalk on the first qualifying trial, he did a mistake on the very last lap, and he lost 8 silly seconds.
So let's see if we can find car 5 out on the track.
It's yellow and white.
No, and white. I wonder if car 5 with my eyesight. It's not as good as it used to be, I'm afraid, Carlos. I used to be able to see these for a long way off. They have to get at least into the area where the there we are. So car 5. Okay, if Frankie's going to go over the bridge in a couple of seconds. So car 5 is the next car over the bridge now. There we are, and that's David Ronefalk, the long Swede. And this section here was a double single was a section which he just couldn't get right in the electric championship, and probably cost him probably actually did cost him the win in the two-wheel drive against Lee Martin. It was a very odd situation where it was brilliant around. It just never quite. It was always like, oh no, is he going to lose or not?
Yeah.
But obviously now with the larger cars, which they do just ride the bumps. The extra weight means that the small bumps that can upset electric cars just don't unsettle these machines. I mean, the 3 fingers are going, oh, no, don't really care about that. And they also don't look anything like a spectacular on this area here, the cobbled area, but obviously look significantly more spectacular once you're in the air. And they come around now, and we have 2 minutes to go. So we'll let David get round this lap and tell me how he's going.
On the prediction, it seems that only 2 cars will be able to make 9 laps. It seems to be Timo Lane or David Ronefalk with the 3rd position for the British driver Neil Craig, who is desperately looking for a nice result to cope with the throwout he suffered on the first qualifying round.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a real mental pressure when you've had a good run, which would have been good for what, 5th or 6th, and then you find you got your tank out. So, I mean, that is a manufacturing error or an error of judgment, or obviously the tanks need to be made as near the capacity as possible because run time is key in finals. But rules are rules, and you shouldn't make them too big. So that's Ronefalk. Ronefalk really, really smooth. And this is a guy who's, I think, certainly the electric racing has helped him a lot. He's looking very, very relaxed and balanced. As I say that he keeps going quite well. Now he's moving up behind, and he's being let through some good. There's actually some very good heads-up driving by the drivers here. They're not getting in his way. That's the second person taking through. See now he's got to try and battle his way past 4 cars in the next few corners. There's the number 9 car who's ahead of him at the moment, which is that of Ricardo Montero, and he's not got past. There's 4 cars right in front of him. Must be very frustrating because this is definitely costing him time now. He's got Montero, but he's got cars 2, and I think that's 2 is Neil Craig, who should have heads up and know what he's doing.
0.7 of a second he lost in this lap.
So we look now, we're following now. Just in front of him is Neil Craig. Now Neil's got good ground speed, so it may be that he's actually not that much quicker to get past Neil. As they go over the tabletop now, and they're going to, Neil comes sort of together with the 8, who kind of lets him go, but I think at this point, I'm afraid, I think this is costing him time. I think he's pacing himself to the rest of the traffic.
Yeah, this traffic is terrible, but it's like that.
I mean, that's part of the luck. That's part of the. So it's Stefan Bias. He's not blocking. He's just keeping his line. Oh, no, at that point they landed on each other. But that's released David now, because he's now, I think, behind. Or now Neil's cleared the next piece of traffic. So it's got Neil, who obviously has the speed of David within half a second. So David isn't going to catch him in the remaining couple of laps.
But this lap has costed David Ronefalk 1.5 seconds.
Which is, when we get to the top of this, you said before, that's 2.5 seconds in traffic. That's what, 4 places, you think? 5 places possibly?
Even more in the top.
So as we look now at that traffic, in fact, Neil not very good in that paved section now. So it's car 12, got a little nudge out the way there from David. That was quite impressive, that one. And now as he comes over the single double, it's Craggy going under the line. How long we got? We got, and that's it. Craig is
done, and Timo and Ronefalk are on the same second, 54.
So that's interesting because Timo has really, obviously, we haven't been able to pick up car 4, and it's a bit late now. We'll get him next time round. He's made hay while Ronald had that problem in traffic, and he was, 3 seconds back, and he's made those 3 seconds up. Made 9/10 in the last lap.
Let's see the rival of Timo Leino driving the hot bodies. 5:33 for him.
So that is the second place at the moment in the round, behind the 27.
But we have to wait for David Ronefalk.
Who's going to be the second last, and David.
Let's see without traffic.
And nice finisher. He's under the timing beam, and he's gone to the top.
Oh, 5:30.
5:30. Good time. Actually, now those 3 seconds, that was the difference between taking pole, because at 5:27 was Elliott. So that 5:30 would have been with a slightly clearer run, so that he has the pace for pole. We didn't watch the whole of Elliott's. I'm sure Elliott got held up a little bit as well, but that's quite interesting. It's 5:30, and for Timu, 5:33.
Yeah.
So that means we've now got 4 people with
9
Darren.
laps.
We've got a 5:35, isn't he, or 6? Yeah. So we've got 4 people below on the 9 laps, which is it's always convenient, isn't it, when there's a really nice, solid cut-off point. We haven't got to worry about 8 laps, and it's got to be 8 laps 10. We just know, 9 laps is good. It's really quite easy. So, but not the big increase in speeds you would have thought, really. I mean, you would have thought that we had a lot of guys coming through. That was we've not seen a lot of improvement. All these guys, there's something like there's 20 people within 7 seconds of a 9 lap. 21 people, 22 if you count Neil Cragg, who his time disallowed. And so far we've seen 4 crack it as we wait for the next heat, which is heat 3. That was a good run by David. David has looked very good. He knows his circuit very well. He's doing a lot of racing at the moment, the Swede.
Jesus Christ. You can relax on this class now. Group 3, Renault Savoia 3 times Euro champ, Martin Bayer, actual Euro champ, large scale, Yannick Egoin, Euro champ, Juanit Bagui as well, Bor Hernandez, the highest contender for Badge in Spain, the Portuguese Luis Rodrigo, the German Caster Keller, another Finn driver, Tommy Salonen, the Italian Carlo Jacopini, the Austrian star Martin Körner, Hungarian on-road driver Cesco Gergely, the French Nicolas Renault, and the Austrian Christoph Dobritzberger.
Yeah, and I think the number 1 and number 2 have. I mean, actually the third driver, Yannick Egon, is a fantastic driver. But certainly, the interesting thing is Renault Savoia, 3 times European champion, had a disaster last year. He won it 3 years in a row, and he came on with his new car, new manufacturer, and it just didn't work for him. The car's fine, but it just didn't suit him, and it's a certain style thing. He's now gone over to X-Ray.
That's right.
He's leading their team, because obviously Team Molina left X-Ray, went to HB as the cars come out for their warm-ups. Let's see if we can pick up Renault car number 1. He's actually about to go to the timing beam now, Frank. That's car 1 with a very new cab forward body there, looking below me. So that's Renault. Now, this is not racing. This is warm-up. This will be 2 or 3 laps to get yourself used to it in that 3-minute period. But Renault must be really, really hungry to at least, well, he didn't make the A file last time, so that's his first target, but surely he must want to get himself a 4th championship just to prove that it was an aberration last year.
Yeah, okay, remember, please, the name of the game is not to win the race on the very first day, but on the last day. So here, people is trying to secure a low spot on semifinals, and victory is nice because publicity for the TQ is great and for the brand and everything like that, but you might be looking for different things like mileage, like different racing lines, because you are feeling that the track gonna be broken by the moment the finals arrive. So, but we are still in the eager moments of the racing, of qualifying, so people is still trying to go by the line. You see they're following the white area without dust.
I mean, it's an interesting point. They've had 2 days of practice in an open environment where they've been able to run, to try the tyres, get an idea of fuel run times, get an idea of setup. But as you said, the track's moving the whole time. So certainly things like tyres, which is the major variable within 8th race, and there's many tyre manufacturers all with multiple compounds and designs, that's something that must be constantly changing. And what worked yesterday afternoon is probably not working perfectly now.
You are absolutely right, Nick. On the tyre, they are looking very carefully on what they do on the teammates. So there's a problem for Renault Savoia running the sweep tires because he has not many teammates running that brand, the Korean brand of tires. Those are pretty good tires, I know, but the distribution in Europe is not so wide as other brands.
Let's see if we can pick up. Actually, they're all coming in for their, as you said, the babies are coming in for their drink before they get going again, and we get a little look at the the grid. If you look at there, you see Martin Bayer is the person on the far right, and next to him is Yannick Aigon. And then I can't quite see where I can't see Renault there. I think
Renault is hidden by the wall.
Yeah,
it's in position 1.
Yannick giving a very animated discussion about something. Martin Bayer looking completely unmoved by anything. Let's see if we can pick up the cars moving out. Martin Bayer, who's in car number 2. Let's see if we can find car number 2. There he is. Go to the bridge, Frank. And he is the second car over now. So the back of those, he's now the front of those 2 cars. Now Martin's very interesting. Martin made the final, was high up in the final last year in Sam, but of course he also, as we keep saying, won possibly the least similar class you could have, which is large-scale touring car European champion. And you think, well, that's just not, doesn't make any sense, because they are totally different. One's quite heavy, ponderous, not slow, but, you know, has that huge weight and momentum, size of a house, a chainsaw engine on kart tracks. And this is very three-dimensional, very quick, completely different. But, you know, he's great at both. It's amazing. I mean, yeah, he's one of the great all-rounders, perhaps with Atsushi Hara, another of the great all-rounders, the Japanese driver. But he's got a certain, I mean, he's certainly coming along, and certainly he's getting better and better, I think, at this discipline.
You know, Martin has been always a good driver, and he's driving larger scale because his family has been fond of larger scale from the very beginning when Papa Bayer was a driver in larger scale, and then Papa introduced the kids. And when you're a good driver at nearly any class. But the point is, I think Martin Bayer soon will be racing also large scale off-road, and will put some more European titles on his trophy room.
The large scale off-road, of course, is already in Eastern Europe with Dario.
Yeah,
but both lost the name there. Yeah. The reason being, I spent the whole of last week in Portugal going Dario Balestri, which is so it's Dario from Croatia, and I apologise. I'll find that for the next round. Who obviously won the large scale off road, and Martin, who's won the large scale on road, and is from the Czech Republic. So it's interesting to see how the championships now are moving away from where you would have thought the traditional powerhouse of RC was, the UK, Germany, and France, and it's now becoming, and Italy, of course, and Spain. It's becoming much more truly global. And we have now just about to start the run. I think we're in for a run. It's Renault Savoia who's picked off and gone fastest at the moment. He's 2 laps in, and he's currently predicted for there's 3 cars on. Are predicted 9.
4 cars, 5 cars, predicted 9, 6 cars. This is increasing.
All just clipping the 9s. They're only one mistake from dropping out of it again. In fact, 3 of them just have dropped out of it. In fact, Renault is one of them. Renault's done a bad lap. Renault's done a
horrible lap for Renault now.
Renault's still running, actually. I'm not sure if they may have a problem, because I don't think. Renault's had a problem in this one. He's disappeared on lap 2, and he's dropping down. So the lead at the moment is Borja Hernandez from Spain, with Martin Kahner from Austria. Both people we talked about, Renault and Martin Bayer, aren't doing, but Martin Bayer not doing particularly well either. I think, where is he at the moment? He's down.
Martin is second. Martin and Borja.
Martin actually the last car going round. That's why. So
Renault is out.
He did a 1:13. He did 1:13, which to me is a bit. Yes, looks almost like a missed lap.
Yeah, looks like.
It could be a missed lap, or it could be just a conveniently exactly the right time of time stop. That would be a missed lap. That's 2:36 is 1:13. So it may be. I don't know. We didn't see it. It may be Renault's been missed a lap. So let's see if we can pick up Borja, who's number 4.
Green and orange car.
Thank you very much. And okay, there. If you wait at the bridge, Frank. And he is the second car over now, so that car is 7. So the second of those 2 cars, that's it. That's Borja Hernandez.
So Borja is driving the LRP car.
Is he?
Yeah. Blue is better. Is
I wasn't aware. I mean, I know that obviously they lost Jeroen Newman, didn't they? Who drove that car into the finals at the Worlds in Thailand. And I kind of wasn't sure whether the development was still going on that car.
So the signature of Borja for LRP has been a great movement for both, for the factory and for the driver, because Borja is quite satisfied with the handling of the car, and obviously the people from LRP are very, very happy with the Spaniard.
Well, Borja picked up a 9th overall in round 1. I think I'm right in saying he was the fastest in this heat last time round. At the moment he's dropped down to 3rd overall. We have Martin Kahner and Luis Rodrigo. I can't see a particular reason for that. Renault's continuing on to do 36s. I think Renault's been missed a lap actually here, Carlos. It's just too.
Don't worry on that. Don't worry on that. We have 2 antennas. We have 2 computer systems. Yeah. So there is the first and the second one. Yeah. And if he has one of the antenna didn't have cut him, for sure the backup antenna would have done it, and we will see.
On to top again, which is interesting. So it's Martin Bayer and Borja Hernandez. The predicted times are 5:34.
For both of them.
For both of them. There's a lot of fast eights going on as well here. Martin Cano, Luis Rodrigo. So it's an interesting one because actually the faster guys are the guys towards the back of the start line. They cross the line towards the later than the others, which makes the timing screen quite hard to read sometimes.
You want to know a funny thing? Borja quality improved while doing for several years the two-wheel drive electric thing. You know, that gives hands to the drivers. Well, the two-wheel drive.
The two-wheel drive, I mean, that's the one that they also is the one that redevelops your skills. And it's interesting that we mentioned Hooper Honeygall, who didn't get an entry. He's of course a master at that. But and we have two. In fact, Martin Khan and Luis Rodrigo finished this round 3. They've both done fast 8s. 8.502 for Martin and an 8.503. And we have now Timo Selen. But it looks like only Borja looks like the only person who's going to make a 9 here, Carlos.
Yes, Borja is the only one, seems. Unless Saboya with the.
Well, even
we don't know what is happening with Saboya. We will check out later on.
He will get. He may have a 9 because he will get an 8 something, which I think it's just too convenient a drop, isn't it?
Oh, Martin Bayer as well.
Whoa! Look at that, straight in there with Martin there. So we have. So we're going to say we don't know. We think Renault may have done a 5:33.5, which would have won in the heat, but we don't know if he missed a lap or not. It just seems too convenient that he's kept going and lost exactly 36 seconds. So I'm going to say I think Renault won that one.
So Borja has done 5:34, but we have to see what is going to be done by Martin Bayer yet to arrive to the line.
Well, he's going to be around the 34, 35 mark because,
ouch.
We just need the...
Cane signal, no signal.
There we are.
Okay, hey, here is Martin Bayer, 35.8. 35.8 for Martin Bayer, which probably is worse than the time of Darren Brunfeld.
Yeah, it was. He was 35.6. So we now have 3 more people hitting 9 there. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys who've done 9 in this round.
We are not sure about Savoia, eh?
No,
Keep in mind, we are not sure about Savoia.
But my money would be on the fact that he was missed a lap on that one. But again, so that we have seen a slight improvement. I suppose but the big, obviously Elliott still has a 3-second lead over second place David Ronefalk. Then we have I think for the team who's currently in 3rd. 4th is Renault if he has been dropped a lap. Then it's Borja, then it's Darren, and then it's Martin Bayer. So we now come to round heat 4, and once again we are overjoyed and over-labelled with the people you have heard of and stars in the making. And I'm going to let Carlos read them through because he's much better with the names than I am.
Okay, Miguel Matias, who do not know the Portuguese hero champ. Then the Finn Joseph Quadrain, then the German Jürgen Newman, and then the Austin star Thomas Meyer, and the Briton Lee Martin, the young Spanish driver from X-Wars, the Chinese.
How old is Daniel?
No, Daniel is 20. It's wrong on the yells. Okay. And then Candela, another Spaniard, which is 21. And then Federico Ruggeri from Italy and Natale from Italy, Ari Heinonen, the second Finn, and then another local Jürgen Trieb and a Frenchy Jonathan Bacro.
Now the interesting thing here is that we have the battle of the people who won here 4 weeks ago, because we have Jorn Neumann, who became the 4-wheel drive European electric champ here, and Lee Martin, who won the 2-wheel drive here. So we have both the electric. Then we have Joe Quaggreen, who makes his own car, the JQ Products machine, and Miguel Matias, who was 3rd 2 years ago in Portugal itself when the event was held there in 2010. So we have again they managed to spread these well-known guys across the thing. Actually, one person didn't do well at last year, Yannick.
Okay, I'm going to explain you how it works on there from reseeding the drivers into the top hits. Instead of making a group with the top 12 and then a second group with the 13 to 24 and a third group with 25 to 36 and so on, we send the top 5 with number 1 on the 5 first groups. Then from 6 to 10, we send them to the 5 groups with number 2. From 11 to 15, we send them to the different groups. So at the end, the 5 groups have a very similar level of quality of driving.
You've mixed up the top 60 drivers evenly across 5 groups. And is that done on the best 5-minute run or the best 3-time laps? Or?
In this time we choose on the warm-up. We did it on the 3 laps, but the differences were in centésimals of a second. So we decided to do on the complete 5 minutes.
Okie dokie. Right, let's see if we can have a look at one of the big names here. And I think we'll try and start with a European champion and see if we can find Jorn Neumann, who's in car 3.
Dark in brown, probably.
And there he is, so car 3. So if you can wait at the timing loop, Frank. He is the next car round, and that is Jorn Neumann. Jorn, who, of course, won, I said, the 4-wheel drive electric European Championship here only, it seems like a long time ago. I think it's about 4 weeks ago. We come back again. As you go on the EFRA European Tour. Yeah, we know we've done 9 events in 7 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Because I follow you. I follow you from home. I saw the electric event here, watching on EFRA TV, and it was absolutely fantastic. The coverage, like the camera is doing today. Small mistake there.
He's okay because we haven't started yet, so he's just warming up. But yeah, Jorn certainly was a star of that event. He drove some. He's a hard driver, but he's got a good head in his shoulders. And certainly, many people think he should have won the 4-wheel drive world championship in Finland last year.
45 seconds to
Jorn
go.
Is the second from the right. The first from the right you can see there is Joseph Quagreen, and I'm trying to say Lee Martin, who you probably know the face off from all our broadcasts. He's middle in that second box. He's the middle one in there.
Yeah.
So if we go and see him find a car, Frank, thank you for that. And it's just so you all know, we've got a few people watching now. If you want to keep up with us, don't forget we are on Facebook. We're RC Racing TV. It's quite easy to find us on Facebook. And we're also on Twitter, and we're at RC Racing. So if you want to ask us any questions, either join our Facebook group on RC Racing TV or Twitter me at RC Racing. And we've currently got a small following, but I expect that will grow rapidly as people get to know this is happening. That's certainly what happened in Portugal. We started with 7, ended up with nearly just shy of 400. So I'm expecting we'll crush that easily here.
So Neumann, heading towards the antenna to start his lap.
His run, that's right. So this one counts. So no wobbles now, Jorn, because this
From
one
now
counts.
on.
Ooh.
Yes, it counts.
Ooh.
Big mistake from Neumann.
Did Jorn clip the timing?
Yep.
I don't know. I think no, we're all right. That's okay. He was all right. We were just a couple of seconds prior to that one, so that's all right. So looking now, as we are at the car of, that's not Jorn, is it? I think we've skipped a car, and we're now looking, I think, at car number 9, who is
Italia.
Let's see if we can find perhaps car number 5 of Lee Martin, because that would be interesting, because he's obviously the man who tamed this in 2-wheel drive. Trying to see Lee's distinctive pink body shell. It's not leaping out at me at the moment. That's when you find out he's not actually going round. You feel very silly, but...
So really, Neumann has hit the clock on 37, and it's Matthias who is making 36.8.
Okay, if you go to the bridge, Frank, and it's the second car over the bridge, and that is Lee Martin. Lee, who won on this track a few weeks ago, the 2-wheel drive championship. You go underneath us. Interesting, when we were looking at the body of Renault Savoy earlier, massive cab forward body. This one much more relaxed at the front end. It's interesting because we wouldn't really think that aerodynamics would play an awful lot of matter in these things. Yeah, the rear wing, yes, but the body aerodynamics, they're never really facing the right direction long enough.
Oh, the thing is, actually, we have in the world concept of this class, we are discussing about the body cells, and it is not so clear if in off-road you have to run a precise type of body. Actually, it's very interesting to see on track that Neumann and Lee Martin are really fighting on the lead, but okay, depending based on the difference they do have on track, you don't see that. Neumann is 2 seconds ahead of Lee Martin.
9:5:30, which would put him into the same time as David Ronefelt did in the second heat. Let's see if we can.
But Matthias and Quadrain, they invite themselves to the fight, and Matthias.
Certainly do. Let's see if we can find Carl Miguel. He's a stalwart of the class and has been around for many years. The Portuguese driver. Car number 1 we're looking for. Let's see if he's.
It's going towards the 3 fingers now.
Right. Okay.
Now he's on the 3 fingers, and now under the bridge.
Look at that! Look, he's following your direction now. You see, Carlos. You've got the cameraman following you. So this is Miguel Matthias from Portugal. Nice looking body. Again, that's intermediate cab forwardness of the design there, between the Savoy that was so far forward and Lee Martin's very relaxed. And Miguel's putting in some big time. He's managed to pull himself to the front and on a 5:29. The 5:29 predicted would put him second for the round. Your Norman also has pulled forward to a 5:29.
1/10 of a second.
Green a 5:32. Lee Martin's one who's fallen off his party now at 5:35. So,
Okay.
and you got Jürgen Trieb as well.
No, Trieb, forget about him.
Oh, okay, we'll do.
Yeah. There's those after the top four. There's Bernabe and Jürgen Trieb, but those are out of the fight. The fight is for Newman, Lee Martin, Matthias, and Joseph Coudrain.
So Joe Coudrain, who's running in car number 2. Let's see if we can find car number 2. That's 12. That's not 2.
It's green and black.
The JQ Products machine is one of the cars. Is marshalled quite relaxed there. The car 0 didn't get the fastest attention there.
He's heading
and
for the
car,
3 fingers.
Car 2 is on the 3 fingers. That's right. And he's now under the bridge. And he's now going around the tarmac. Well done, Frank. Thank you very much. And we now have Joe Coudrain. Now he is driving the JQ Products car, which is made by himself. So
yeah.
The biggest problem he has is most of these people, if they have a problem, they can go and blame the manufacturer. They say, it's not fair. The cars, the problem is he can only blame himself, which is never a good situation to be in.
Okay, and your Newman is making his way. Is not even a second ahead of Matthias and Coudrain, but 0.8 of a second ahead. It means really, really nothing. There's still 2 laps to go.
Now the interesting thing is, what we've not seen so far is any great difference in lines. It appears, as you rightly said very early on, Carlos, that there's a single line that's grooved up, and everyone is pretty much taking the same decision. There's no, they're all double singling this. No one's, and it's interesting because I know at the other large events we've been to, and I've been with you. There's normally a number of places where there's choices to be made, but here it seems it's a single route round. There's a single fast way. They're all following it, and that's why traffic is playing such an important part.
Yeah, the point is overtaking here shouldn't be easy. It's like a Formula 1 real car track like Valencia or those difficult tracks to overtake.
Yeah.
I have seen here on the warm-up Batje overtaking people in the middle of nowhere where you never dream someone will be able to overtake. These guys are able to do it.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's the ability to place the car with an element of precision when you've got quite a lifty gap. I mean, now we have some guys who've finished, and Lee Martin's the first person. He's missed 9 laps by, well, 1600. So he's 5 flat, 16.0, so he's the fastest of 5s. We have 3 guys who will make 9, Carlos. And the first one is a 5:29, putting him second overall so far is your Neumann.
It seems that he's going to be the winner of this group because Matthias' prediction says 5:31. If he does it well. Let's see, first to arrive will be Joseph Coudrain, who is predicted to be 32. Let's see what it's able to do by the Finn. Here's 32 for Coudrain, but Matthias 31.
Well, that's a good score for Miguel, and certainly an excellent one for Jorn there, second in the round so far with one of the fast heats to go. And in all honesty, after these first 5 heats, no one's going to beat their time, because the best person there is the 61st fastest qualifier. So running into Group 5.
Oh, we are already in Group 5.
We are in Group 5, yeah. So just running back on that one there, Jorn. I mean, how much of an advantage do you think there is to the guys Jorn and Lee who ran here in electric? Is the only advantage they know where the hotel is?
There are more advantages than only the location of the hotel or the Go-Go Club.
I've heard about this Go-Go Club. Obviously, I wouldn't possibly dream of visiting it, but I've heard it.
I have it by my hotel, so I know where it is. But I am with my wife, so I don't think I will visit
You're
that.
going twice or 3 times then.
So there is no huge advantage on that because I know more people like Mr. Pineda, who has been here driving for the electric thing, and also David Ronefalk, and some others. There's not too much advantage, maybe on the knowledge of the surface, but the tire patterns and the inserts are so different. And keep in mind, on electric, they go on a designated tire.
Yes, very good point, yeah.
So they don't have the choice at all. So it doesn't mean too much at this stage. Let's see about the finals.
So let's see who is going to be joining us for the final of the Fast Guys, Group 5. And the first one is a name we'll all recognise. It's Robert Bataille from Spain, the reigning European champion. Then Daniel Reckwood, who I think came second last year. Third last time, and he is the German ex-world champion, a few years off, one of the older guys. Christopher Svensson, who put in an excellent 4th overall qualifying, the Swede, in round 1, so he's got a lot of points in the bag already. Car 4 is Hannes Kaufler from Germany, then John Hazelwood, who's a bit of a return to form for John, had a couple of bad years, the Brit, and then Simon Willits, again another Brit, here in car 6. It's Alessandro Meiji in car 7 from Italy, Matteo D'Aporto from Italy in car 8. Car 9 is Stephen Schrunger, from Germany. Alex Zanetti, thank you very much, from Italy is car 10. Car 11 is Rayan Medjoubi, and car 12 is Tony Rowan of France. So we have, a very useful mix of it, but I think all eyes will be on the front two. And as we look there, we see that Robert Bataille, I think in the first round, put in a 3rd place overall. So he's looking quite good. Now, let's see if we can pick up Robert. He's car number 1, and he's about to go over the timing loop now. So he's the yellow car. It's the second of those 2 cars, Frank. That's right. That's Robert Bataille. Goes over the looping jump over there. Comes in at the inside. Oh, okay. A bit of a push through there, but he's negotiating the track quite simply. Goes over the cut-off leap over the tabletop, and he'll be spinning back towards and over the 3 fingers. Carlos.
Okay, we have seen already that some British are doing quite well.
Very well we're doing.
Yeah, but we have we know already one Briton who has a throwout, who is Neil Craig.
That's true.
But I have to point out that Simon Willets has made a 51 position on the first round, which is a throwout for the quality of this driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is quite good, and he should be inside the semi-finals.
You're going to need 3 top 10s at least to make the 16 straight qualifiers.
Yeah, that ensures you the 16.
So we are still looking at Robert. Robert, the now very evocative yellow and red colours, the Mugen of Robert. Won an excellent tactical battle really last year. It was the case of how many stops do I make against how fast do I go. Daniel Reckwood, unfortunately, also had pretty poor qualifying in the first round. He got a 5.8, 5 and 12, which is a 49th overall, so he needs to improve. It was a fantastic comeback from after a couple of years off in sand last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. Danny has the quality on the hands. Danny is one of the drivers who is thinking always on the last day. So he starts and he evolves. And finally, he arrives to the last day on the best conditions. That's something that experience leads you to.
Absolutely. So we are now 27 seconds from the official start. So what will happen is when Robert crosses the line next time, I think he will end up being, his scoring will start. But we've seen a bit of him. So let's see if we can pick up Danny Reckwood. Danny Reckwood in car number 2. Let's see if we can
white colours probably for Reckwood.
He was white and blue last year. Now
he is.
He picked up anything new. Let's see if we can see. There he is. So Danny Reckwood now. He's just about to go under the bridge now, Frank, and he's going round the corner, and he's the second car over the bridge now. That's Danny Reckwood.
It's another Mugen.
Another Mugen, and he's just lining himself up because he will start the. Yes, he'll start now. This starts him over the line. It's 5 minutes clicks now. Another car running the cab backward. I suppose if one's car forward, the other car backward.
Yeah, but the good movement from Danny Reckwood is that there is no traffic in front of him.
That's a very
this can be a very, very clever movement from
He has got, you're absolutely right, Collins, he has got at least, I'd say, 8 or 9 seconds of clear track in front of him. And to give you an idea, the next 3 cars follow him at 1 second intervals, and they are going to trip over people if there isn't the pace there.
The position of Reckwood is like golden, actually. It's like gold, But to commit a mistake with 2 cars in the back of him may cause him problems.
Now,
look, Robert Badge trying to find his way with car 12.
Car 12, of course, is the slowest qualifier. That's Tony Robert.
Robin from France.
Slow, he's just the slowest qualifier.
Yeah.
And so as they go through now, and Robert's still stuck behind Tony. If you drop back one,
Tony opened the door. Tony opened the door.
That's good. So stay with them in that car there. We'll see. Now what happened is Robert probably has more speed at this track at the moment than Danny, so he's probably going to catch Danny up. So these are the guys who've battled for the European Championship last year. Robert there is just behind Danny. You'll see Danny there as he widen out. See if you can get both of them in the frame, Frank. That's brilliant. So you can see now he's got that distance, but he made a huge amount up there. He got a superb drive off that second part of the rumble. I think Danny will probably let him go here. Oh, no. So
not yet.
The door.
Not yet.
Full power as they go round that left in the straight.
Inside by Robert. Yeah, that was good.
I think Danny didn't want to let him through, and Robert said that doesn't really matter, and just pushed him further. And at the end of the day, Danny suffered from that. I think he closed him down. I'm pretty certain that won't get called in the rostrum, because really, Danny at that point should have seen the gap. He's seen he'd lost a second at that point. I mean, when you are refereeing, how do you judge those sort of things?
Okay, actually they both entered at the same time on the curb, and the touch was side by side. So normally this is a watch your driving situation. Probably, I don't know. It depends on the referee criteria. Which is not allowed is to hit on purpose. If you are fighting for the position and you touch each other, shit happens. Or keep in mind you are racing against your own clock. Probably it would have been better for Danny Reckward to open the door. He would have lost less time.
I'll say Danny's down in 9th at the moment. Robert Bataille is leading with a predicted 5:29, which is going to put him right on the edge. He needs a 5:27 to take the round pole. They're now shuffling down a bit. Let's see if we can have a quick look at Simon Willits in car 6. Simon did particularly well last year in sand, in a tricky circuit. The Mugen car suiting him there, which he was driving. Car 6 is going to be crossing the start-finish line in a second, so it's the next car over start-finish line, Frank, and that is Simon Willits, the Brit.
Come on, Willits, you need to do a good result. Okay, he is on prediction to be under 9 laps. Oh, excuse me, on the club of the 9 laps. Together with Koffes Benson and Alex Tanquetin, the three of them 2:29 for 4 laps. That means 8 laps in 4:58.
No, a mistake made by a car behind. I think it's one of the leaders, but it was indicative that car 10. I mean, he just slightly got a bobble wrong there, Carlos. He must have lost him 5 seconds because it was a big track and the marshals have to be in safe places. So actually, they'll be able to get to the car can take a fair amount of time as we see Simon single-double and start another lap. So we now have just 1 minute 54. Robert Bataille still going very well. 5:28, getting faster, getting closer to the 27, which we saw from Elliott at the stop. Simon Willits in second now, so that was but only those two guys picked it for 9, which is interesting.
Robert Bataille and Simon Willits.
Not really working for Danny Reckward. 8-5 or 5 flat. He probably can clip it with a couple of good laps. He can clip back into 9. He didn't look quick earlier on though, which was interesting. Exiting the top corner. So if you go, Frank, if you wait at the 3 fingers,
here he comes,
and he's the next car, and that's Robert again, the European champion, on for the third time as our screen goes to sleep again, which is very inconvenient. There, it's back again now. Currently on for a 5:29. He's had a slightly slower lap there, 37.9. Sorry, 36.9. He's about to complete his 7th lap. He's got 2 laps to go. 5:29 flat. So he's still very much needing to. I think he's going to end up with 2nd at the moment. What was the second fastest time we saw? Was it a 30? Did we get a 29 the last one? My brain is slightly faded. I'm afraid of the excitement.
Another one.
We got a 29 from Jorn Neumann. So that's where we're at. We've got a 30, a 29. We've got a 27 from Elliott. I mean, I haven't got 100 a second. So Bataille currently looking to pop himself into 2nd. He's got a fast 29 at the moment, so he will be going into 2nd overall. He keeps it up for 2 more laps.
Theoretically, no one is predicted to finish under 8 laps except Bataille, who already is starting his 9th lap, and Koffes Benson will have a good chance if he does a proper good lap. No, 5:00.1.
So the only person making 9 laps in this one is going to be Robert. If you may have had a slight glitch on the feed a second ago. Just press the live button. You're back with us.
So if he makes 28, he will be 2nd. If he makes 29, he might be 3rd.
So here we go. This is the last one we run around now.
There's
a mistake on the last call on the last lap, and he's done 37.9. And I've been told off for watching. I bought the wrong screen again, so I'm watching 45 seconds ago. But he made a mistake 45 seconds ago. We have a repeat review, which we can see. Unfortunately, a lot of you got glitched out there just towards the end. So we'll give you a rundown. It was Robert Bataille who won with a 5:30.779. Christopher Svensson was next at an 8 flat. Then Stephen Stronger in a 5 flat 6, and Simon Willits a 5:01. So we only ended up in the end with 10 drivers completing the 9 laps. Robert Bataille is 2nd and 3rd, but the winner of that round, Elliott Boots. So.
Yeah, but keep in mind, we have to look on the club of the 9 laps. This is the exclusive club where you are thinking on dreaming on winning an European championship. So this club, actually we have something like 11 or 12 names, because on the first round we had Matthias and able to do it. Because Bloomfield and Bataille have repeated, So we have 10 plus Matthias, that makes 11. So 11 people able to do 9 laps. I think we can go up to 12 easily, and that means the final.
So it's two good runs. The guys who managed to get 2 9s in are now already looking pretty much, I would say, barring a complete disastrous day, shooing for a run straight into the semi-finals. Now, we are going to take a break from the moving camera. The camera will fit a bit of a fixed camera so you can see what's going on the track for the remaining heat. There's going to be a bit of a gap now before we start the next heat, I think.
No, it's nearly immediate.
It's coming through. This is
on this next group, pay attention to car number 7, Oscar Baldo. He can be competed for the Gel title.
There we are. So this is basically we were. Are we on time at the moment? We are just a few minutes running behind time. There's going to be there is a slight break after this one actually, Carlos. They're breaking till 4 o'clock when they'll start again the next run. And we will be back with you quite soon. We're going to be back with you at about an hour's time. So 4:45, we'll be back with the top 5 heats again. I have no idea if Carlos is going to join me. You're more than welcome to, Carlos.
Why not?
And so we'll leave the static camera up there, and but we'll be back with the highlights of the top track from round 3 in about an hour's time. Well, hello and welcome back to Fairing in Austria for the third qualifying round of the 1/8 buggy off-road championships. We are just seeing now the final group 15, going round before we have the top 5 heats again. And I'm joined once again by Carlos Gomez, section chairman for EFRA. And I think we might actually just do a little bit of ambient there so we can hear ourselves talk. And yeah, so we're just waiting until this race now ticks through. I think there's about a couple of minutes to go before we have the break before the faster guys going again. And I suppose we should really sum up what happened in that last round, Carlos. Some good performances, and we are left with the ranking list looking that we have joint top, though they are separated by a count back, and that is Elliot Boots is the top driver, and Robert Bataille is second. They both have 363 points. The most you can have at this moment is 370. So they've both already done, I suppose, 2/3 of the work to making that semi-final.
That's it. And Matthias, it's also in pretty good conditions.
Oh, he's got, sorry, I've missed that. There's 3 of them tied in the same number of points. Yeah, Matthias has got, yeah. So Elliot's got a round win, which is 185. Bataille's got a 3rd and a 4th, and Matthias has got a 2nd and a 5th.
But keep in mind, here in this class, the tiebreaker is not your best result, but we look for the 4th result, for the discarded one.
I see.
So it means you need to be consistent enough in event of a tie. Anyhow, we finished round 2, and immediately, or really in the group 5, it started to rain. Slightly. That may have affected in some way the run of Batje. Maybe that's his last lap on that crash on the last lap.
Yeah.
And immediately after, during the break in between the round 2 and round 3, rain came more heavily. So it makes us suspicious that we're gonna run this complete round 3 under wet conditions. But luckily the wind blows in the correct direction, and now the track seems to be even better than it was. If we look at the forecast of this actual run, it's going to be won by Mr. Peter Klakowski from Czech Republic, as he has done in round 1 and round 2, but he's going to improve his best time, but that has been something like 5:14, and his forecast is for 5:11. So track is getting better and better.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the pictures now, you can see that the track is, as Frank's very nicely showing us, it looks exactly the same as it did when we left you about an hour ago. But in between, it went all dark and greasy for a couple of runs. But certainly now it's back to being even Stevens, and these later heats, these 5 heats, should have a pretty even go at it. Just to run down, so basically it's Elliot, Robert and Miguel, Boots, Bataille and Matthias, who are tied at the top on 363. On 362, a whole point behind, is Jorn Neumann. In 5th, it's Darren Bloomfield, but Darren has a round win, so because he won the first round and had about a 9th in the second round, and he has 360. Then it's David Ronefeld in 6th, Joe Quagreen in 7th, Renaud Savoy in 8th, Christopher Svensson in 9th, and Borja Hernandez in 10th.
Oh, 7 different brands on the top 10, actually. That means that the class is wealthy enough, and you have quite a huge choice of cars. We see Boots on the Kioso on the lead, then Batje with the Mugen, Matthias with the Team Lossi, Newman with the Durango, then Bloomfield on Team Lossi is the second Team Lossi, then Ronefalk with the Kioso, Quadrain with the Quacky car, then Savoya X-Ray, and then Koffe Svensson also on Kioso, and Borja Hernandez with the RRP.
And of course, there's also 7 nationalities as well. And in the top 11, there's 8 nationalities. With so we've got Brits, Spaniards, Portuguese, Germans, Swedes, French, and Finnish and French. And yeah, so it's certainly it's not really. Whilst the Brits had a good round, they're not in any way dominating this event. And it's we'll be on air from about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and that will allow us to cover this set of heats again as they come up about halfway through the ground, and then there are the last 5 heats of the final round, pushing towards a bit later in the afternoon.
Okay, what we are going to look forward actually is who is entering into the club, the club of the
9-lap club,
able to do 9 laps.
So yeah, we had 10 last time.
11
Was it 11? Oh, okay. No, you could. My count was 10. Was Renault actually given the 9? He was in the end, yeah. So he did get that 9. That he was missed a lap. That's why we weren't quite sure of it, wasn't it? So Renault was missed a lap, and he got that lap back as you said he would do. So Renault did win that third Heat 3. So we're waiting now for the Heat 1 drivers to come out. This of course will feature Elliot Boots, who's top of the tree at the moment with a first and a fifth, I think that is. But he is, of course, he did the fastest time of the round, 5:27, 9 in 5:27, fastest time we've seen. Behind him is Darren Bloomfield, who also TQ'd the first round. Then we have David Tortorici, Danny Vega, Martin Wallanker is in car 5, Alberto Garcia in 6, Riccardo Ribiti, quite quiet so far, Riccardo, for the top Italian driver. Yuri Mara, the Czech, is in 8th. Peter Pinish, the well-known electric driver from Austria, is in 9th. Rhys Sawyer in 10th, in car 10, shall I say, and Edouard Hugon in 11 from France, and Andreas Schrenger. So it's really all about getting that magic 9 laps, isn't it, Carlos?
Yeah, that's it. Keep in mind, we are racing with 12 cars on track the whole time, and we forget in this class the 10 cars game that comes when A and B only has 10 transponders. Now, with the personal transponders, we're able to run 12 and have 4 bump ups. That's very important for the Friday afternoon and Saturday. Yeah, 4 bumping ups.
That's the point. I mean, qualifying, obviously, if you're in an electric race, European Championship, where you qualify, that's it. You're stuck in that final. But here, theoretically, you could qualify dead last and still win the overall thing. It's not been done. It'll be quite hard to do. But we've seen people bump up 3 or 4 finals before, haven't we?
Yeah, we have seen terrible bumping ups. I remember in Las Vegas, Mark Ivers, actually the leader for our Pro Circuit tires, he did a bump up from position 61 to the main final to achieve 6th position. And in the last Euros, I think we have seen drivers in position 50 arriving into the main final. So bumping up is something that gives you an extra value to this kind of racing.
So a minute 50 to go. Let's see. Frank, just zoom in on close on anybody. That car will do, the one at the back, and that is the 0 car of Rhys Sawyer. Well done, you found a Brit. Excellent work there. Admittedly, that Frank is American. So there's quite a few Americans here. In fact, we're going to do a little item on that on the videos tomorrow, talking about the support the Americans are now handing over to this European Championship. But now we're following.
Svensson?
Svensson, we are. You're very.
I think so. No, it is not.
No, that's car 12. So that is actually Andreas Scharinger. We are still in the warm-up area. Do you want to drop back 1 car, Frank? And then we'll pick up. It'll be just a few seconds, unless he goes in the pits, because it should be Darren Bloomfield coming along next. But he may well. Yes, he's probably going to. Oh, let's have a look. That looks quite. No, that's not him. That's he nipped in the pits. Now stay with this guy here, because this is the rather attractive multicolour rainbow colour from a distance. He comes up. You can see there's quite a bit of blue and white in it, and that is car number 5 of Martin Wallanker of Austria, local man. Well, local to the country. I mean, may live many hundreds of miles away, of course. But as he comes over the bridge, the defining part of this circuit, and he'll then top right before we go over the double and the single, and then come back under the timing loop. And we are about to start. We have about half a minute to go. So, say topping up for fuel. People now will be jockeying for position, looking what they can get. Looks like Darren Bloomfield's got a very good bit of space. If you want to go to the bridge, please, Frank. And you'll pick up Darren Bloomfield next. Nope. Yep. There we go, Darren. He's missed him, Frank. He's just... Nope. There's the timing line. There you go. That's Darren. So there's Darren now. So Darren has... I'm not sure. I don't think he did hit... No, this is his final warm-up lap. So he'll be the last person over the time beam. He's got a car behind him. Now, his key point really is how much space he worked. He's worked himself, I'd say, he's lucky to get rid of that one. That bounce and spin there. Because there's 2 cars right behind him. But he has got, I would say, 5 or 6 seconds of clear space there, Carlos, as he goes round the... It's
a perfect spot unless you do a mistake.
Yes, which he just didn't got away with. So he's now got he's got very fast lap times. He made an early mistake and lost 4 seconds, which you could never get back in the last thing. He's now started his 5 minutes. So
he's going to be the last, together with Bolanca and Pines by the antenna. So Elliot has already started, and Vega makes a 38. Is the first one to pass by the antenna. Elliot boots 37.8.
A little bit slow, that one. You want a 36 to start with.
But you see Tortorici 36.8. Yeah. So maybe a mistake done by Elliot.
We didn't see David in the last one. We'll try and pick out car 3. We didn't look at him during the the last qualifying. We were a bit British-centric. I apologise for that, but I am British. So David is just going over the 3 fingers now. He's the second car there. And he's just going over that's the second of those 2 cars. That's great, Frank. Fantastic. So the second of those 2 cars, just so you know, the leading car is car 6. And that is Alberto Garcia. It's the back car we're looking at, and that is David Tortorici. Elliot, who may well pop up after the second lap to the lead, and no, he's second. So Elliot now has the lead, but not particularly quick. Now, this is interesting. No. Is the track slower, Carlos?
No, it is not. It is not. Really, really, really. Actually, the leader is Mr. Darren Broomfield. He's 36.8. And then Tortorici, who has done a mistake in this lap and lose 1.5 seconds. So the leader is going to be Darren Broomfield. He's going for the antenna, and he's coming, yes.
5:32. He's the only person on for a 9. No, we've got Peter Pinish is also a 9. That's come out from nowhere, because Peter's not really shown at all so far. And I think he's down in 24th at the moment, with the best result of about 22nd in the round, so that could be good for him. It's quite spread out. The faster guys are at the back of the lap, and the way the timing works, it works on a... if you actually complete your 3rd lap, even though you're behind on the stagger, effectively, it still puts you ahead. And what we have to do is look at the predicted time, which gets more and more reliable as the race goes on.
That's true, but keep an eye on Elliot, because he came back to the 36 laps. So Elliot is already on predicted time of 5:35, and Elliot is still on the prediction.
Yeah, I think he's about half a second shy of where he was on average, and where he was. Danny Vega's come up as well. Oh, that's a stagger situation. So Elliot is looking quite good.
But Bloomfield seems to be the winner, or the most talented guy at this moment here on the track.
Oh, big mistake for Elliot there. Just watching him out the corner of my eye. Let's see if we can pick him up. He's about to go over the bridge now, Frank. And he's over the bridge. That's it. He turned the car over the 3 fingers and lost that. So it'll be interesting to see what his lap time is. I'd say he probably lost 1.5 seconds in that last lap. Let's see when it comes across. And he got 37.8. So yeah, it's about 1 second he lost. So it wasn't quite. It was it's very interesting. Actually, these cars do appear to land when they roll more often than not. They land the right side up, don't they? I don't know whether they're built-in cats or something, but they're very rarely on their backs, even though they're often tumbling.
Yeah, I would like to say that Tortorici is still making a good run. Keep an eye on Bloomfield as our predicted leader. But the club of the the 9 laps is reduced to Bloomfield, Pinnett, and Boots.
Well, this is a good result for Peter Pinnish, because he's going to give him if he can carry it off, he's going to give him a big points boost, because he's certainly certainly his second round result he'll want to discard, which is a 150. Most you can get in a round is 185, and the least you can get, I think, is about 3. But they won't want to. These guys aren't going to be hitting this and hit problems. Bloomfield is still pretty good for 5:32. He's still the person in the lead, but it's a torturous route he's running as he completes his 6th lap. And we're looking now at Elliot. Elliot is, as you can see, Elliot is virtually a lap ahead of Darren. He completes his lap now, and that will probably give him, that was a 36.9. It's we saw some faster times from Elliot, certainly in the last round. I think it's 36.2. He has the best time of 35.7, so he's actually a second off what he was doing last time. I wouldn't think he's changed very much in his setup or his tyres, so I think the problem is more likely to be the track's got slower.
No, he has been working on the tyres. I have seen him while walking on the pits, and they have been working on the tyres. Probably he's trying something different to try to look for some different, more distance with the rest. But I think their guess has failed. And they have done a mistake on the tyre selection.
It's certainly not an improvement. As Elliot saying that, he's just playing his best lap of the race, the 36.5. But we are now, he's now on his last lap. Darren is doing his penultimate lap, as he's still.
Tortorici 5 flat.
So absolutely. Elliot now, that was a lovely corner he took there as he comes over the flattened top, over the tabletop, and he comes with the 3 fingers. This is a nice lap from the bits I've been watching directly. He comes over, he goes past a stricken car, and we pick up Darren. That's a bit of a clever camera there, Frank. As Darren goes through, and he's now
2 laps.
He's got his last lap. So this is the final lap for Darren. Elliot will finish in a few seconds. Darren, again, the car looking to be running a lot better. I don't think he's made any big mistakes, so he has a chance, certainly, unless he cocks up this last lap, of actually improving. Flies it up over the tabletop, 3 fingers. He's coming up off this hairpin left. No problem at all. Hops them across. Now the change of surface onto bricks. Before the change of surface again onto sort of Lexington plastic. As they hop over the bridge. The drive off those bricks is very differing. And here it comes off now. Single double, and he'll finish. And oh dear, bad news. He crashed in the last corner there.
Ooh.
And he comes across. And he comes across with a 5:30.6, which is pretty good.
While Elliot Boots has made 5:33.3, and Peter Pinnis has done 5:38. 3 guys on the club of the 9 laps. A newcomer into this club, Mr. Peter Pinnis with the LRP car.
That is certainly going to help him no end, I think, really, because he certainly has not shown brilliantly so far. I'm going to write these all down so I can actually. I'm putting the decimal points down this time.
And then Davide Totorici and Daniel Vega. Davide Totorici on a 5 flat and Daniel Vega 5:03.
I think Totorici will be disappointed with that when he sees what he was aiming for early on in that run. I think it's going to be hard enough, and I think he's heading for he's going to fight difficult now for 3 rounds to make those semi-finals.
Oh, Pinnis will need more results, but for Elliot, this make him into the semi-finals.
I think
sure.
Darren as well. I think will probably that's probably for both of them. I think they'll be on top 16. They also they can get more points, but they can use those 3. That's quite well. So we now move on to Heat 2, and that features last year's TQ man in Sand, Jerome Igon, Neil Cragg from the UK, who was disqualified from round 1 for an oversized tank, and wasn't particularly. He had a reasonable time in the second round, but it was only a 4 at 8 flat, so he needs to flat on. We have Jerome Sartel, the Frenchman, in 3. Timo Lina, who did 9 laps last time. David Ronefalk, who did 9 laps again in round 2 and was actually overall 3rd. I think Lina was overall about 7th, but I'll check that in for a second. Then we have Andreas Bartels, the German, in 6. Mirko Bianchi, the Italian, in 7. Stefan Baez, the German, in 8. Car 9 is Ricardo Montero of Portugal. Car 10 is Fabrizio Techisi from Italy. Patrick Schweinzer, Schweineiser from Austria, is in 11. And Alessandro Stocco is in 12. And off they go for their warm-up of 3 minutes. Before their 5-minute run. So the people to watch here very much David Ronefalk, who seems to be coming into some real form. Timo Linu, who put in a good run. I'm just seeing if I can see where Timo perhaps didn't have a very good first round. He doesn't appear to be showing in the sheet I have. So no, he must have had a very poor first round, 120 with a. Yeah. So he has a throwaway already. He needs to throw it. So he needs to get a good run in here again. And
same
Jerome,
situation for Neil Craig.
And Jerome Igon, who qualified pole last time, is currently languishing 18th with 2 averagey sort of runs, so possibly he can keep the second one at 167, but he's going to need some major improvements in time, or he's going to find himself possibly in the quarters, which would be a bit of an odd thing to happen for the man who very much on speed dominated the Sand.
Keep in mind, Jerome Igon on the first round has been 5th, and now on the second one has been a throwout for him. So Jerome Igon has a throwout.
I was looking at the wrong person.
You were looking at his brother.
I was looking at Yannick. I was. I've made I made a sibling mistake there. Well spotted, thanks, Carlos. So they are warming up, and I think we'll have see if we can pick up a little look at Jerome in car number 1, and he's going over the timing beam. He's a third of these cars going over the timing beam now, Frank. So take him into try and follow him through on the fuel stop. Stick with him. So this is now with 1 minute and 34 to go. Topping up the speed, letting him go. Take him out, thanks, Frank. And he goes down. I'll tell you what, that is one of the best constructed pit ramps I've ever seen. They've certainly built that really nice. It's got a real kind of feeling of solidity about it. What a great pit ramp.
You miss, for instance, some. I remember the one in Ripoll in 2007. It's something like 50 meters to arrive to the pit lane.
Wow.
So it was like in Formula 1 where you have a very long pit area. So refueling was very, very important at that track. Here, the difference is sensible, but not so sensible as in Ripoll.
So we saw there, Jerome's got kind of, he didn't have a few corners there. The car being unsettled over the bumps. I'm not sure if the track's rutting. It doesn't appear to be. Looking at the cars, they're all riding well. I don't think it's whether that little bit of dampness may have dug out some more holes, but certainly Jerome's car wasn't looking particularly settled, but it's hard to tell on a single lap as he goes for the right before he goes over the shaved jump before the tabletop, and then turn again sharp left over the 3 fingers. And the car looks much happier this time as he goes to the surface change to bricks. Nice one. They're very good driving there. Kiss the apex. Doesn't count yet, of course, because the timing hasn't started. And in fact, I think he will just miss the beam this time round as well. Car looking much more settled. And in fact, as he goes down there, that's the timing loop there with the yellow and black stripes. There's still 12 seconds to go, so he's a long way as he pushes, giving it some there, wasn't he, Carlos? He actually went off the track.
So actually it's 5 seconds to open the clock, so we know Jerome is in his last warming lap, and he's heading to the antenna.
And he's not got himself a particularly good position at the moment. He's quite, he stumbled there on the tabletop, and he's now got car 11 behind him, and car 5 not that far ahead of him. So just not far ahead of him is the 5 of David Ronnefeld. Well, that shouldn't be a problem, because David should have some speed. But I think
both are Kyoto drivers, keep in mind, eh?
So yeah, so you've got 5 with a teammate, so 5 and 1 there. That's Will with 1. You'll see the 5 ahead of him. That's Ronnefeld and Leono. So there we go. We just had a bit of a timing stop there, but basically they've now started, and we're following now with Jerome Igon as he goes over the sweep, and then comes the shaved jump before the tabletop. Oh, that's very, very costly, and that's Igon's round gone, Carlos.
Gone, absolutely gone. He knows it. Do you see how he handled the tabletop on the corner?
Oh,
and now again, the run is gone.
Dear, that. I don't know whether he's got a problem. That's a very frustrated Frenchman.
Yeah.
That is a man, and he's just giving it. He's doing what you all do. If I had a 3 horsepower, 3.5cc off-road car, I'd just gun it after that. I'd be very, very. I mean, he's going to come across now. We'll see what his lap time is, but that's going to be a 40-something, I would think, after both those problems, and it's a 45. That's 8-9 seconds. That's the end of it. Yeah, you may as well pull it in. It's done, isn't it? Really, there's just no point.
Oh, you don't know how will be the other throw out, so you keep on insisting.
No, yeah, I suppose you're right there, Carl. So we're following 2 cars now. Frank's picked up 2 cars that might be a bit happy. I'm not sure. We run with the front one, Frank, and we'll see who that is. It comes round into the viewer. Now comes inside. There's another car parked off a circuit there with a problem. I think that's car.
There's a car broken and Marshall 6.
Yeah, I think that's car. Well, there's a car. That's car 3. So with the bright pink car of Jerome Sartell. Jerome, the finalist last year in sand, and
car 6 Bartels is broken.
Yeah, so we've had a couple of problems already in this heat. Sartell does a single-double under the timing beam.
Sartell has been is actually the leader. Has been able to be on 36 seconds lap. Actually, the last lap was 37, but Neil Craig is also.
Okay, we have a request from the feed. By the way, you are about 1.5 minutes behind us due to the internet side of things, but it doesn't matter, you're getting it all live. So we will now try and find car number 4 for you. And there he is. Okay, so if you go to the timing beam, Frank, it's the second car. So there's the first car, it's the next car across the timing, and that is Teemu Lino, the Finn, the European Touring Car champion from 6 years ago? 2006, I think it was, with the Schumacher. One of Schumacher's most recent, I think, European Championships. Obviously had a long period at X-Ray, but now has moved to hot bodies. He's running the new D8, and he had a very good run last time. I think a run to about 4th or 5th overall. And the car is looking, and obviously this is the car that's going particularly well in the States in the hands of Ty Tessman, and particularly well internationally in the hands of Atsuhara. So there's certainly nothing wrong with the car. And more importantly, he's got the famed Japanese mechanic Miura over with him.
Miura is with him. Actually, his lap time has been incredible, 1:36.3, pretty good one. Although I have seen him going slightly wide, as I think the line is closer to the corners, but he's going on the wide part of the line. See here, he's opening more than the rest.
It'd be interesting how he handles the next section, which is the change of surface, because we saw earlier, that's a good point there, because we saw when we were watching Jerome before his car broke, or he had that problem, he was very tight in, he was totally curb in. That was a bit of, and again, you're quite, he's not quite, and again, he's got a lot of oversteer in that car.
Yeah.
It might be how he wants it, it might be how he feels the fastest way around, and sort of being finished, they love oversteer, don't they?
That's it. Hey, keep an eye on Neil Craig as well. Neil has to do his recovery from that fuel tank mistake, and actually he's forecasted to be leader, second position after the Swede David Ronnefalk.
Oh, Ronnefalk, he's been a bit quietly stealthy. So if we look for car 2 now, on the car, oh, what's that?
Whoa, nice overtaking.
So the car 2 now, he's going over the bridge now, and he says, and that's it. That's Mr. Cragg. The car behind is Mr. Cragg. That's it. So he's running round now. We've got about a minute to go. And it's all so. Actually, Jerome Sartell's leapt to the top. We have 2 predicted 9 lappers. That's Jerome and Neil.
But Ronefalk is ahead of them.
He is with a 9. You're right. Absolutely sorry.
He comes.
It's very sneaky them starting so late. I don't think it's fair. But he's got a 9.530, which would put him. Depending on what the split is, that could be the top time so far. So fastest so far is the 30.6 by Elliott Boots. So. We're basically, Ronefalk is on the cusp. He's on the forecast 30.5 with 2 laps to go. T Million finishes with an 8.501. That's not going to be enough, really. He's the first across.
5.00 for Timolino.
As we continue with Craggy. Has Craggy finished? No, he's Craggy's gone to the front.
And Sartell, they are less than 1 centesimum apart.
So this is Neil. Neil needs to get a clean run in this last lap, and he's either going to be first or second in this heat. Ronefalk is behind him by a reasonable way, about 3 corners. So if once Craggy crosses the line, if you go back to the jumps, the next car along will be the Ronefalk, or the second car along. So if you let him get Craggy across the line, there he goes. Craggy's finishes now. If you go back, and the second car, next car, that's Ronefalk finishing. So it'll all be on what he does here, and he's won.
5.
So David Ronefalk, and he's taken the fastest time so far with a 9.30 flat 5. So he is now the round leader. And if who else has done 9 laps there, Carlos?
Yeah, and then Neil Cragg is 5:35.1, while Sartell is 5:35.2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's that close.
Yeah, that close.
Good run for Sartell, though, but he's put himself into
another one into the club, another newcomer
so
into the club.
So now we've had 3 in both the first 2. We've got 6 already who've made 9. So if you don't make 9, you're not looking for a fantastic run. And we now go to the 3rd round, and I think it's your turn to read out the runners and riders, Carlos.
Yeah, but keep an eye on Neil Cragg. He's recovering quite well from the pressure of that result lost.
He will shoot up the scoreboard, certainly in heat 4, when he can start throwing away that 0.
Okay, on the Group 3, we're going to see on the number 1, Messier Renault Savoia, with number 2 from Czech Republic, Martin Bayer, with number 3, Yannick Aiguin, with number 4, the LRP car, Borja Hernandez, with number 5, the Portuguese, Luis Rodrigo, with number 6, the German, Caster Keller. He was a star of the last Euros in San Main. He went into the semi-finals. And then from Finland, Tommi Salonen. And then from Italy, Carlo Jacopini. With the number 9, Austria, Martin Karner. With the number 10, Cesko Gergely, 1.8 on-road driver. A serpent man for all his life. With the number 11, Nicolas Renault, Formula France. And with number 12, Christoph Dobetsberger.
Oh, well done. I'm glad you took a run at that one, because I was sitting there going, go on, Carlos, see if you can get that name out. The Austrian Christoph there. So, right, now, we need to look at Renault Savoia. Renault Savoia, 3-time European champion. Let's see if we can see him on this list. And he's currently in 8th with 2 reasonable times. I think a 3rd reasonable time will put him straight in the semis. He's got a 1.75 and a 1.78, so he's got a 9th and a 7th. So another reasonable time we'll see Renault in. Renault won this race last time, even though because he was Mr. Lap, he got through. Martin Bayer did a 9 laps last time, as did Borja Hernandez. Now Hernandez is in 10th overall, and I've not seen where Martin is. I don't know if Martin got a particularly good run the first time.
He's 11.
He's 11th. Yeah, so these guys are all already nice and comfortable in that top 16. One more excellent run will do it, and a good run probably will do it.
Do not bet on a good one. Beware, there are people that come in back on the list, like Mr. Daniel Reckworth, Mr. Neil Cragg, Mr. I can mention more people who will come from the back. Look at Peter Pinis. You have to wait also for Jerome Aiguin. He has a 4th position on the first round and a throw out on the 2nd and the 3rd. Jerome Aiguin has already gone on all the throwouts.
Yes.
There's no more throwouts.
No, that's very true, Carlos. I mean, he had a disaster in the last one. He just lost about 9 seconds in 1 lap, and I mean, it may have been brilliant after that we weren't really watching. So let's see if we can pick up. I'm not sure who we didn't really follow too much. I think we probably didn't look too much last time at Yannick. So we'll try and see if we can pick up car 3. The
yellow and black.
The yellow and black 3. Let's see who can find it first.
In
me
the
or
corner,
Frank?
In the corner, going to the 3 fingers.
Over the 3 fingers now. 3 fingers now, Frank. Okay, that's it. He's shot through there. You're right, and I think he's over the bridge. You've got it. We're getting quite good at this now already with the circuit. So there's the bridge and the change of surface, and a little bit of an upset there. So this is oh, you have to help me out here. Who's the older brother?
Yannick.
Yannick is the older brother,
yeah.
And Yannick is the associated driver, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he runs with Team Associated, and we see the again he's going to be dropped down. Let everyone go. Drop down. Is it? Yep. Left, right, I can go.
First quality mechanic.
Off goes the baby. And how's he doing when he's shot?
Oh,
I tell you what, if he gets out on that, he's got a fabulous bit of free space in front of him, Carlos. He's certainly got himself 7 or 8 seconds, but I'm just wondering whether we might pop in. There's 40 seconds to go.
I told you, his mechanic is a very good one. And the movement on releasing the car at that stage has been excellent.
Now, car 0 of Sesko Gurgeli. He may be new to this, but he's not new to the tactics. He was slowing down to get himself some space then, so he's giving himself a bit of a space to work in. So let's see now. The cars are quite close. At this point, they need to start thinking about spacing this out because we are 9 seconds from these laps counting. So the first car across is probably going to be the number 2.
But Sesko is very nice driver, and he opened the door for.
And I believe that, yep, Martin Bayer is the first person across the line. But going down the back corner now, we see it is Yannick Igon, who is now on to the change. Oh, Frank's got bored, and he's decided to follow someone else. There we are, that's it. Back with Yannick for a little bit. So he'll now start himself off. 2 in a single. Oh, that's very ponderous around the top corner there. That's not.
He activates his own antenna, so he's now in the racing lap.
He certainly is. At this point, he is with, well, what can I describe as acres of space. So he's got himself just where he wants to be. Unlike, in fact, car 1 and car 2, if you go to the top corner, Frank.
Well, a horrible lap for Martin Bayer.
And so
40 seconds.
That's right. The next 2 cars. So the first car through is car 1. So obviously, Martin had a mistake on that first lap. We got Renault there. That's it. That's fantastic. The car on the left. That's right. He's got Martin Bayer behind him, but Martin, as you say, has had a bit of a disaster. Renault a 36.7, that's a great first lap. Martin a 40, that isn't a great first lap, so he must have rolled.
Yannick so going 37.8.
Go tight on Renault now. That's it. He's coming through there. So Savoya, who's looking for redemption after a very bad year last year, with the X-Ray, the X-Ray team leader now. The car's looking very good on a traction.
Have you seen that line he has made on the triple? He has gone absolutely wide. While the others are looking for the inner line, he has looked for the outer line.
He's doing a curb-to-curb drive. He's not playing anything safe. If you look at it, he's curb. He'll come across again. He's really cutting the margin of errors right down. Let's see how close he gets here. Not too bad on the change of surface. But it's very noticeable at the far end of the track where they're furthest away, he was doing a complete full curb to curb. He did again, look, dive straight curb to curb. Double, single. Let's see how close he comes across. That's fast round there. He's fast round there. What was that lap time?
36.8.
Not bad.
I have to say to you, on the warm-up here on the FRGP in May, he was on the semi-finals and he sent a stall on the line, on the starting line. So he started the semi-final nearly 1 minute in the back of everyone.
Really?
And he was able to bump up, driving on this tactic.
Now, it helps to be good, but it helps to be lucky. Because he was just about to be held up by car 6, and car 6, totally unrelated, made a minor mistake, just enough to lift it that way so Renault could get through. Yeah. So Renault now gets a clear run, and he's got a lot of clear space. Now he's cleared 6 being Carsten Keller.
And so another 36 for Renault Savoya.
So Renault's on the 531, yeah.
531, which is exactly the same as for Borja Hernandez.
So yeah, this overall this round is just a tad slower, a couple of seconds slower, I'd say, than the last round, as far as the track's concerned. But I think that the guys are getting more sort of switched on, so the cars are going a little bit quicker. So it's looking like, yeah, so Martin Bayer is the big loser out of this one at the moment, with that one problem that first lap. He can't catch up yet. 37, he's going to need to put in some 36-second laps to get even close, but Renault has now completed 5 of his 9 laps. He's on for a 9.5.32, drifting back slightly with that one, 37.2.
I think Boyer is out of the picture for the 9 laps. His prediction is
Christoph
5.84, nothing better.
Let's just see if we can pick up Martin Carno, who's in car 9. We've not seen him before. So car 9 is, where's that? Is it
Normally, Garner is going on a white car. On the corner, going to the 3 fingers.
Coming to the 3 fingers. Pure, absolutely right, Carl. It's a pure white car there. That is the number 9 of Martin Carr. Well, I say he's local. He's Austrian. He might be miles away. I don't know, but he's running in sort of the 4th or 5th place, depending on how the staggers around winding. He's an 8-lapper.
He's quite good on the Austrian. He's driving on a Gamma car.
That's one of the cars which hasn't featured until this year. They've got a new team out again.
His prediction is 8 on 5, absolutely flat. So depending on how he does in the next 2 laps, he will be able or not to make 9 laps.
He's looking controlled, but he's not looking particularly quick. That doesn't mean he isn't quick, he's just not looking quick. One of the things you have to get used to is the spectacular lines these cars can pull aren't always the fastest ones, are they?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, mistake uphill for someone.
Oh, way off. Yeah, that was the 11 of Renault. Nicholas Renault, not Renault Savoye. So Savoye will be finished, he's about to do lap 8. He's got a lap and a half to go. We stay here with the white car. See if we can, with the last few seconds, let's see if we can pick up Borja in car number 4. He's just going on the timing beam now, Frank. So he's at the top corner now, Frank. He's at the top corner now. That's it. It's the next one over. That's it. Next car over, that jump be yours. That's it. That's Borja Hernandez. Borja is, he's just clipping into the 9-lapper. So this is his last lap. Martin Bayer's finished with an 8.504, which is a throwaway. He won't want that one counting if he can avoid it. Borja now runs through onto the surface change. Nice clipping of the curb there. Well, he must like it flat.
Martin Carner has finished on a 5.8 in 8 laps in 5 flat, absolutely flat.
So Borja now has got a very simple thing. Turn it around, gun the thing, and that's going to be a 9, is it?
Yeah.
He has. So
also for Yannick Keguang.
Well, he's come back from nowhere to get that 9. He hasn't shown the 9. That's a good result for Renault. He's got a 9.531.8. So 5.31.8 is a very good score for Renault. That's.
And you can't imagine how happy going to be Borja, who has made 2 10th positions in the previous ones that gave him the 10th overall, and now he's looking.
He hasn't finished yet. He's so late. We were still waiting for him to come in.
He's looking to be in a better position.
So Borja comes across. He did start about as late as you can, didn't he? And he comes across in the 5:34.3.
35.2. I know.
34.3.
34.3.
And the time for Yannick was a 36.5. So 3 again. This is getting to be a pattern here. You get 3 each race to get to be in the club.
Yeah.
So
I think Yannick is new on the club. Borja and Savoya have been already there.
Yeah, Borja did in the last round a 34.4, so he's backed it up with a 34.3. Well done. He's gotten a 10th quicker. He'll be pleased with that. That's well worth 11 minutes of work, isn't it, to go a 10th quicker?
Okay, keep in mind there were changing surfaces, and we have had rain in the middle. And
so we now come to heat 4. It's all hard and fast, isn't it? They buzz them out. It's certainly a bit more relaxed at the track championship. They had a bit more gap in between the heats. So we now have the 4th round, and we have one of our battling top 3 drivers, Miguel Matias, who's tied at the top on points. It's divided by something that won't count towards the end. So he's got 363 points. So it's Miguel Matias in 1. Joseph Quagrin, who's currently 7th overall in car 2. Jorn Neumann, who I believe is somewhere near the top, but I can't see it. Oh, he's in 4th, so you've got 3rd and 4th and 7th. Then Thomas Meyer in 4, Austria. Lee Martin, who's down in 12th overall in car 5. Daniel Burnaby, the Spaniard, in 6. Federico Ruggeri, another Spaniard in...
Italian.
Oh, sorry.
Italian.
Ignacio Candel. I misread that. He's Spaniard in 7. And it's Federico Ruggeri, the Italian, 8. Marco Natali, another Italian, in 9. Ari Heinonen, who's Finnish, unsurprisingly. Jürgen Treib, who is Austrian, is in 11, and Jonathan Barco is in car 12. So we have a number of guys who are there or thereabouts. We have the 3rd overall, we have the 4th overall, we have the 7th overall, and we have the 12th overall. So what we know from that is that so far those guys all managed to put in 2 reasonable runs.
Yeah. What we have to say also is we have to keep an eye on Bernabe, which is 20 and is one of the ones who may be able to come with the X-Works, the Taiwanese brand new car.
But he's certainly, interestingly, he went faster by 4 seconds, but got less points in round 2. So obviously, he didn't.
Track was improved.
As improving, so he needs to just get past that group. But at the moment, he's safely in the quarters. So the first car that Frank is showing us, I'll try and see that he turns now around that corner there. That is, I believe, the car 0 of Mr. Ari Heinen, the Finn. Let's just choose someone else at random, Frank. Let's whilst people have this warm up. Well, anybody you like, but not Ari again. And don't make us sick with the camera movements. Anybody you want. There we go. And Frank's lucky dip choice on the camera as he comes around. Oh, it's car 3. He's gone straight to the top, and he's gone for Jorn Neumann. So Jorn, winner of the 4-wheel drive electric champion, take him through the pits. Let's see this stop as the baby comes in for a drink.
Look on the pitting people for Jorn Neumann. Who are there? Most probably.
No, so it's a Durango car there for Neumann. Interesting, you know, this is the car which Renault Savoy couldn't get on with, but it's the same car which Neumann is finding powering quite easy at the top of the sheets, which just goes to show how, you know, the cars all are different. They look, a basic layout all looks quite similar, but they're all very different in their minute detail, and therefore they will be either slightly more understeery, slightly more oversteery, slightly more traction, slightly more slide, and then if you get a car that doesn't suit you, there's not much you can do to change it round within certain parameters.
Oh, keep an eye on the mechanic of Neumann. You know who is him?
No,
Mr. Upo Hollinger.
Yes, because Hupo, the Austrian, who's racing under a German license, and I don't think we're allowed to ask why that's happening. I believe there's been a bit of a disagreement between the Hupo and the Austrian Federation. Unfortunately, he didn't get an entry as a German, and he hung around here hoping to be able to enter his home European Championship. But unfortunately, this is so popular, this championship, that no one dropped out. Unlike every other European Championship, everyone showed up.
Yeah, keep an eye. This event has 180 drivers. It's the biggest event in F1 racing. It's 180 drivers running 15 groups of 12 cars. And we are here giving the show from early in the morning to late in the evening.
Well, essentially, Lee Martin in this heat only got in because Craig Drescher couldn't make it.
Okay, Lee was... Keep an eye also, we have another Briton who hasn't showed up. And even more, the British team sent by plane a new driver on Tuesday to fill up their spaces. So there have been some replacement and some empty spots that have been filled in by the people willing to enter. Unfortunately for Neumann, he was very deep into the German list. Yeah,
Hupo just was obviously being a very easy event for the Germans to get to. They're all going to queue up and say, let's see if we can get along. Now, let's see if we can pick up Miguel Matias, who is the class this field, because he's, car 3, Jorn Neumann fiddling with his brakes there at the moment. So car 1, where is Miguel?
Under the bridge.
Under the bridge, and now about to go over the third of the cars coming over the bridge. 1, 2, the third car, that's our current third place overall, Miguel Matias, the Portuguese driver, as he sprints now over the double and single, and this will be his starting, this is his first lap. It is, and it's a good start, 36.6. That's the sort of start you want, because that is a pace that will give him overall first. But he's got traffic, let him through, and that's a good move there. Let him. In fairness, there was no real battle by the back marker there, which was in fact car number 12. So JQ, who also is in the 9-lap club, I don't know how keen he's going to be, if at all, on letting Miguel through, because basically by letting Miguel through, he knows that he is going to A, lose some time, and B, not beat him. Car 7's in front of both of them, which is Ignacio Candel, as they go round now and down the main straight. That's the car of Miguel Matias. Directly in front of him is Joseph Quaquarin. That was out of nowhere. So that must have been caught by an odd bump. Now, following him round, because we're really interested to see what this does to the lap time. He's done 2:36s. That's probably, by the look of it, a 2-second mistake. I say this is going to be 38. Something comes in the time. Oh, nice driving by the 12. Nice driving by the 12. Let him through. But now he's got a bit of red mist because he's lost a little bit of time, Carlos, but not enough to ruin the run. And Quaquarin's over as well, and that has ruined Dover. So JQ has ruined his run. He needed to be marshalled. So we look at these 2 lap times. Here goes Miguel, and his lap time to 30. So he lost 3 seconds. JQ probably 7 seconds. So JQ, he will not be featuring in the 39 club this time. Sorry, the 9 club this time.
And I can say the same for Newman. Everyone has had problems on this run.
And Lee Martin seems to be dropping there with a greyness about him. I'm not sure that he said a 46-second lap. So
no one is predicted for 9 laps in this round.
This is a absolute boon to all the other drivers. If this round, this particular heat, has decided to self-destruct. And there were 3 of the guys last time who made 9 laps. Miguel Matias, Jorn Newman, Joseph Green. I can't see. It's a possibility that Miguel could still sneak on to a slow 9.
Yeah, now.
But I can't see anyone else doing it.
38 by everyone. It seems that the track is going down. Newman is the only one able to achieve 36. And Danny Bernabé from Spain, who is forecasted for 8 flat.
So
Danny
let's see if we
Bernabé,
can find car 6. If it's car 6, Danny, the Spaniard. Let's see if we can find car 6.
It's red and white.
Red and white. Let's see where that is. I think that's at the far end of the track at the moment, but we'll just check it out. There's 4, 11. Okay. Oh, wheels falling off one of the cars. That's not good. So, right, car 6 is about to be the second car over the bridge, Frank. Second car over the bridge. And that is Danny, who I think actually Danny Bernabé is the guy who's leading overall. What can you tell us about this Spaniard?
Okay, this Spaniard is a young guy. He's driving S-Work car coming from Taiwan. Actually, directly coming from Taiwan is the designer of the car, Scott Young, representing the brand. He is still forecasted for
just a 9, is it, or just no, an 8 flat?
No, and Newman has entered into the club of the 9. Already, he has been there.
He's managed to put some oomph down. Let's see the.
They are 2 tied on 3:07. Newman and Bernabé.
So yeah, now the car 6 has Danny has traffic problems with 11, which is Nicholas. No, it's Jürgen Trieb. Jürgen really needs to let him through. I think he's blocking him. Nice, the car.
And Newman is by the bridge actually, and he's going towards the antenna.
So we go back to the start-finish point, and the next car, Frank, and that's Neumann, is the only person looking to go 7, looking to do 9 at the moment. Miguel's going to do a 5 flat, which will give him a 15th place or so, which he won't want. So Jorn's still on for a 9.535 after that early mistake. So he's the guy to look at as he cradles through. You want to move forward a car. That's brilliant. Thanks, Frank. So Frank now is with Neumann. Oh, dear, that looked good, but you know the handbrake turn. But that's not the quickest way. Now,
no,
not bad there onto the dual service. The interesting thing is he comes over the bridge. How much drive? Some of these cars get fantastic drive, and he did as well off that last little bit of tarmac. And then he goes to the double single,
which he
didn't like. And is he going to make it?
Yes.
He does. So he now joins. He's got a second to go, so he will be on for a 9. He got 40 seconds to go. So no, I think Miguel's going to make a 9 as well, isn't he?
Yeah. Miguel is sure on the 9.
That's amazing. Miguel's
Joseph, no. Harry Heinonen, no.
Miguel has done a pretty impressive recovery. But that 2-second mistake, he's going to be ruined that one. That's going to be 4 or 5 points easily. So it's going to be Neumann and.
Let's see, Newman is going too wide. It's going too wide. I think will not be able to make it.
Really?
Bernabé.
So he's dropped it. Will he have dropped it in the last 2 laps? That's quick. Tight. Bang it through. No. Good call there from Carlos. Carlos spotting there that Jorn was just not read those last 2 laps. He just 2 seconds sort of drifted away, didn't it? It didn't go away in a mistake. It just drifted away as he went. So we have 1 member of the 9 club this time.
It's Miguel Matias, 35 on 35, absolutely flat. Or to be more precise, 1 millissimum.
We'll let him off that one, 9.35 flat. So we still have, leading this round, it's the young Swede, David Ronnefalk, who's just ahead of Elliot Boots. Both those have the fastest is a 5.30. 31.8, third, Renault Savoia. But we do have, of course, some quite well-known people, including the current European champion, about to turn up. So Carlos will run you through our final live qualifying heat, commentated and moving camera heat of the day.
On the starting position number 1, Mr. Robert Badje. On the number 2, Daniel Rekvard. On number 3, Koffe Svensson from Sweden. Number 4, Hannes Kaufler. Number 5, Mr. John Hazelwood with the Gamma. Number 6, Simon Willets with the Mugen. Number 7, another Mugen, Maggi. Number 8, Matteo da Porto. Number 9, from Germany, Steven Schoringer. Number 10, from Italy, Alex Tanketin, youth driver, leading the final on the EFRA GP here until rain cut that race. And then from France, Ryan Metjubi and Messier Tony Robin.
So we have Robert Bataille, who is currently second overall in the qualifying, equal on points with first and third. Also in this race, we have Christopher Svensson, who's a bit of a surprise, I think, to be this high up, ninth. He's put in 2 good scores. So Christopher is also in the top 10 overall.
Look at the results from Coffee. He has been in both 5-0-0 flat. 5-0-0 flat.
And the first one was worth 9 points more than the other.
Yeah. Do you think he will be able to go to 9 laps?
I think he'd be desperate to do it just to prove he can. But my prediction for him is 5-0-0-0. I think that's what he'll get. He'll get the 9 laps in 5 flat. So this race has Danny Reckwood, who qualified well, but hasn't so far put in a decent run in either of the first two. He's way down in 50th with 2 very poor runs. So unless he wants to go all through the Christmas tree on Saturday, he's going to have to get at least. I think even at this point, I think he's going to struggle to make the semis. His aim now must be to make the quarters, I think, by right, because he's going to have to go even with. There are some very fast guys. He's not showing the pace at the moment, so I think it's a bit difficult. There's a request from Bastien Weichert to show Ignacio Candel. I'm very sorry, but we're actually. The screen pictures you're seeing about 2 minutes behind live at the moment due to some internet issues which we think we'll have solved tomorrow. So it means that we didn't get that message till after the race had finished.
Anyhow, as far as we are able to, we're gonna make it. Also in Spanish. Pity, lo sentimos, pero para cuando recibimos esto ya ha pasado la carrera. En cualquier caso, Candelico no lo ha hecho nada bien este viaje. He hasn't done any good this time.
Well, there we are. So he's been here. It just sounds so much better when you get dissed in a foreign language, doesn't it? Really.
But anyhow, you can address us in any language. Lei poter escribir en hoy en italiano, en español, francés, whatever language you do want, and we will be able, or we will try to help you.
Oh, we got it. It's done that. It's done that. Freeze. Press live. So anyway, here we go.
So it's 1 minute and a half to the start. 1 minute and a half to the start of this Group 5, their third qualifying run.
It is indeed, and we will see if we can pick up. Well, let's go and pick up Christopher Svensson. We didn't pick up. Didn't see much of him earlier on, so we'll look for car 3. Oh, very bad landing from Robert. Doesn't matter, he hasn't started yet. Where is car 3? They're always the furthest away when I start thinking about it.
It's on the corner.
Yes. It's the second car on the 3 fingers, Frank. If you now look going under the bridge, second car, brilliant. So the first car spun out quite spectacular. It's make quite a good clip. Over he goes over the bridge, and he took a lot of curb there. So Christopher Svensson certainly performing. I think above what I expected in his Kyosho. AKA tyres, there's a lot of the cars, goes in the pits, taking through. Let's see if he's got anyone famous pitting for him.
Coffee Dad helping the car.
Just a single pit man, just a fuel.
His father.
There'll be some shouting going on now. And now there's a point with 39 seconds to go, they need to look for some space. Well, that's quite good, because 2 picked up as he put down. Let's see where he goes out. Oh, he's got absolutely acres there. He's got half a lap almost. That's worked out particularly well, because they're going to have to drop the other 2 cars.
He's going to hit the antenna by the proper moment. Exactly on the starting moment.
I think he might. I think he might. He's still 19 seconds to go, Carl. I think it's touch and go. Oh, I think he knows that, and he's eased off to make sure he does hit it. He's as he goes through there, nice and wide, and you're right. He's not. He will be the first person over the line.
Yeah, and with more room.
And he's given himself, unless someone crashes, he's given himself so much room. 2, 1, and Svensson will start. He'll be the first person over the line. The last person over the line will be, by the looks of it, car 7 of Alessandro Maggi. So some good tactics there by Svensson, but now he needs to put down the lap. So we'll follow him around this first lap and see what time it is. 36 something is great. 37 low is okay. And slightly clumsy over the tabletop. Comes with the 3 fingers. Sweeps around now on the surface change and onto the block paving. Nice there. Beautifully clipped the curve. Fantastic. That looked very good over the bridge. And again, he's
taking too much risk there,
grabbing a lot of curb. I mean, I'm sure when he gets away with it, it's good, but it's not something I think you can do for the entire race. So he pings through and he gets himself. It was slow. It was slow. It looked good, but it was slow. So.
Not good enough.
Flies it through there. Let's see. We'll just follow him in a second lap, and then we'll go and look at somebody else. Just see where he goes. There he is. Oh, and he's hooked himself on. You see, he's been taking too much curb and too much edge. He hooked himself again. There's a car stranded in the middle, and that's the car of number 9 car has a problem. which is Stephen
Schoninger.
Schoninger. So now let's see if we can find our
number one. Go for number one.
Would that be Mr. Robert Bataille by any chance? Yeah. And Robert is, I think, yes, he's going under the bridge now. Is Robert?
On the first lap, Robert made 36.4. Batty ha hecho 36.4 en la primera vuelta.
So it's looking very much like that. Robert here, I would say, is looking like he's got a TQ run going. He's looking very relaxed. Watch him go around. He's now got 4 or 5 seconds of clear space. He's done 2:36s back to back. His forecast of 5:29.7 doesn't give him much leeway because we have a 5:30 as our fastest. So, Robert over the shaved corner, up over the tabletop, slightly bouncy landing. He's middling the track, so he's playing it quite safe. How close will you take that? Nice there. Not a bit slow out. Turns it round.
And too wide there, I think.
But excellent drive off that second part of the tarmac there, I think. I think you're right. The in wasn't good, but the out was excellent. So if he carried that speed round, and it's a 37.2, so it was a little bit slower. Yeah, I mean, he said the coming out wasn't so good, but he then got some drive. So he's got these clear laps. He needs to use them because that is not what that's put him down below the TQ time. It is tight. You need to put 36 somethings back to back to back for the 9 laps. If you want to, oh, and it's got, again a little bit oversteer on the bounce. I think that this is probably what we saw. Oh, got away with it.
Lucky.
But I think what we're seeing now is I think the track is beginning to rut up slightly because we're seeing more of the cars bouncing at the back.
I agree, and mainly in that corner tabletop is the most problematic part of the track, and it's becoming the most problematic area.
Well, I mean, obviously it's not too much of a problem because it's the same for everybody, and it doesn't change that much in 50 minutes from the first these heats to the last. But over the course of a round it does, and of course overnight we'll have the track, I believe, already watered again. It'll be settled, so it'll be interesting when they come in tomorrow what the speeds are. But Bataille is drifting, very slowly drifting out of the fastest time of 5:30. He's predicted for 5:33. Christopher Svensson is an 8:02. No one else is predicted for 9 at the moment. In fact, the fastest is Svensson on an 02. There's 3 people on 02s. Danny Reckwood's got an 8:5:02 prediction, as has Alex Zanchinetin, who Zanchetini in car number 10. Let's see if we can find him. Is he really a youth this one? Is he a young man, Alex?
No, he went into 17 2 weeks ago, so he's no longer young.
Oh, seriously. He can't win the youth medal. So let's see if we can find car number 10 for a lap or two.
Alex Tanketin goes in red normally.
Okay, that's
orange or red.
Okay, we have 11. That's not him. So we're looking for car 10. If you can see it on the cameras, please tell me. Accident for the 4. A roll over there. Bataille gets through the distance problem there, and we're still looking for number 10, who's leading us for over a lap. I hope he's still running. Oh, of course, he's not 10, it's 0, isn't it? He's going over the bridge now. He's coming over the bridge now.
Yeah.
In the attractive painted car. What chassis is that, Carlos?
He's using Tanketin, Mugen.
Mugen.
Yeah.
So he's running around now. He's
5:01.
5:01, a good time. His best time so far, he did a 5:07 in round 1 and a 5:03 in round 2. So he's going the right way, because if he's going fast, if he's going slower. Svensson is 8:5:01. Bataille's just put a little bit up to 5:32.7 predicted, but he's going to go. And a second mistake for Danny Reckwood. That's 2 mistakes in 2 laps I've seen him make, and he's dropped way down, I would expect.
Yeah. The surprise here came from France. La surprise arrive de la France. Monsieur Ryan Medjubi, Mr. Medjubi, able to go for 9 laps.
This is now sounding more like the Eurovision Song Contest in the race. You go, give it 0 points or 10 points.
It's like that. Monsieur Ryan Medjubi, c'est prochain de les 10 points.
And these are the results of the Austrian fairing jury. So Christopher Spencer finishes on an 8:01, and
good. Medjubi 5 flat.
5 flat. His 4 cars were slightly on it. Yeah. So now Robert is the only person who will do 9. And he's starting that lap now. His prediction is 32.4. So I will declare at this point that round 3 has gone to the young Swede.
David Ronefalk. Another Kyoso. Kyoso.
Well, you never ignore a pattern if it's telling us something. So Bataille's going to get some good points. We'll be interested to see where he'll be overall compared to Boots and Battle. I think Boots will be ahead of him as we go for the overnight break. But there's 2 more rounds tomorrow. Best 3 of 5 to count. Tiebreakers, Carlos has told us, is 4th round, which is different from some of the other classes. So there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of falling over in this last lap as I watch it.
32 for Batty.
And Batty has a 32 flat. So a good result for Robert, but he never really he had a sort of speed, but not too much. Well, we got a comment, interestingly, on the on that final jump before the timing round, and they're saying, is it faster to do a triple rather than double single? Everyone is doing double single, and there are a lot of very good drivers out there.
Desperately need to do it. If you are looking to enter into the 9 laps, or when you are fighting for the 4th position on a bump up sub-finals. Otherwise, you will not take such risk.
Yeah, so anyway, so just my pocket calculations of who's where at this, because we obviously won't get a printout for a while, because of course there is still several qualifying heats to go. No one will go faster, obviously, because these are the main guys. I think that round went to David Ronefalk with a 9 laps 30 flat. Elliot Boots was second with a 30.6. I think Renault Savoia was third with a 31.8. Then with a 32 flat, it was Robert Bataille. 33.3, Darren Bloomfield would have picked up fifth. 34.3, Borja Hernandez. And I think therefore it's 30. And then it's probably Matthias from Crag from Sartell, and the last of them is Peter Pinich. I put that down to the next wrong person. That's Peter Pinich. You got that number. So well done to the young Swede. That's all I can say. He's taken that round. It's going to shoot him up the point score overall. I'm not sure it gives him the overnight lead. It might do actually. No, Boots got a second, so Boots will take the overnight lead because currently all three will count in the scoring, won't it? I think. So Ronefelt now has a 182 and a 185. Boots is a 185 and a 183. So it is Boots who'll lead overnight. So what do you think of first day qualifying then, Carlos?
Okay, then actually we are seeing clearly who are the best at this track. Yes, that's a fact. You know, we know that the people able to do constantly the 9 laps are the people who is going to be there in the semifinals. What we are able to see is that the Kioso car is quite good on this track. We are also able to see that Batje with the Mugen is going quite well. Matthias with the Lossi, Newman with the Durango, and Bloomfield with the Team Lossi, and Saboya with the X-Ray. And Borja Hernandez with the LRP improving his 2/10 position to a 6. So still all the prognosis is absolutely open, and anything can happen. What worries me most is Danny Reckwood, because I think he has 3 throwouts at the moment. So the maximum he can dream on is on a quarter-final or something like that. Yeah,
I think I think it's as you say, it's been a very interesting first 3 qualifying rounds. I think we're not particularly surprised who's at the top. Ronefalk's grown and with stature over the last year. We have Elliot Boots, British champion. Darren Bloomfield's been doing very well in everything he's touched recently. Miguel Matthias, good return to form for him, I think. You know, from a couple of years where he's still been good but not right at the front. And Robert Bataille, European champion, you know, saying I'm still there. Renault Savoia, previous, you know, I think this year, as you're right, with the exception of Danny Reckwood, because I think Neil Cragg will get up there when he gets through that drop score.
Yeah, hopefully.
We're going to have all the people we think we are. Lee Martin's slightly off the pace, but I think we'll still make the edge of the semi-final. So I think this is as you say, it's interesting really, because with the track, it perhaps isn't that difficult. It's still bringing the same guys to the front.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting in the finals. You see, to try to overtake in this track is not easy. And then you see how good they are managing on the track and how fast they react to any problem. Because for instance, the problem of Badgie on the 3 fingers, it was solved by him, by the driver. Jesus Christ, that require driving skills on a level out of you and me.
Well, that's any of that would be out of me, certainly. I say once the cars get off the air, I get very confused. I'm used to, you know, don't forget that my sport is 12th, so I'm used to being glued to the ground with additive. None of this flying in the air
my
thing.
class, there was this class. I compete in Pendle in Euros in 1993. I am EFRA licensed driver. I think my number is in Spain 135 or something like that.
I think I'm my 650 or 565. I can't remember. But anyway, thank you all for watching us today in this kind of brief broadcast. We'll be back on air at 10 o'clock Central European time tomorrow, which is about 9 o'clock. Well, it's exactly 9 o'clock in the UK.
Oh, we have one
Oscar Bell. I don't think.
asking for Oscar Baldon Group 6. Yes, Oscar, if you want to watch someone, yes, Oscar is the one that can make 9 lappers on this.
Well,
Oscar and his
unfortunately,
brother Brian.
yeah, unfortunately, our cameraman, I believe, is
But you can follow this event on the EFRA webpage, and there's the link to the results, so you can follow it
It's
live.
all the live topic. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the live stream. The reason being is that I'll enable everyone who's been out at work to actually watch all this, because it then becomes a file which you can look at on the YouTube page, and you can review the whole day and listen to Carlos and me rambling over 2 rounds of qualifying. Don't forget, if you are watching or listening, that if you join the RC Racing TV page at Facebook, you get all the latest updates on what we're doing for the live stream. This is our live stream all weekend here, and of course we are live streaming next weekend as well from Casino for the 1/10 IC event. And also don't forget you can ask me questions at RC Racing on Twitter. But until then, I want to thank Carlos. Thank you very much. Certainly on multilingualness is particularly useful. And we're back at 10 o'clock tomorrow, and hopefully you'll enjoy reliving the highlights of this fantastic 2 rounds of qualifying today. And there are 2 more rounds to come tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Finals on the afternoon.
That's true. Yes. Thanks, Carlos.
Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.